The only thing that I can think of is that the park is closed because it snowed. I don't know. Cabin. I need to make myself. I'm in the middle of nowhere, so I don't really have a lot of options. I can't just pull over in somebody's yard and damn start pulling stuff out of the truck. I don't know if I'll be able to even get in where I'm trying to go to. But it's on my way to down where I'm going to have to sleep tonight. Okay. I mean, and I'm hauling ass too. Where I don't think I can get in there. Maybe. Did they damn plow the parking lot? They sure as hell did. Oh shit, if I can get over this hump. Oh. They sure to hell did. Hell yeah. Thank God. Oh, the water's so pretty. We're gonna get this truck cleaned up. But I want to go out there and see that. Damn, I wish I had a joint. I don't though. Hey, Virgo. Sorry I got missing. First of all, I got stuck. I had to do like a 3-point turn to get the hell up out of there. Second of all, as soon as I got unstuck, there was 4 different cars that pulled in behind me trying to go to the same damn park. I've never seen that gate close, so I don't understand. But we're at a different one, so it's fine. Oh, squish, squish. God, I'm so hefty. Damn, my truck. We just washed it. Slip and sliding. Slip, slide. I was falling downstairs. Hopefully not. Oh. Ooh. Shit's slippery. Smoke one for me. Yes, please. I am on marijuana suspension until further notice. I'm giving it a break. That and alcohol. Until I figure out what the hell is going to happen. Oh. Oh, shit. Is this water? Y'all, I think this is water. I don't know about this. Shit. Maybe it's not. Well, I see grass. I just don't want to damn fall down in here and die. This is a boat launch. Shit's froze. Pretty. Okay. I had enough. That was more than enough. I came. I went. I saw. I celebrated. Snow. Yay. Snow day. Brr. Small boat launch. Oh, shit. Oh, yeah, it's some river. The Dan River. The damn Dan River. It's the damn Dan River. Sure is. That's a damn river. That's a damn river, I tell you. Oh, God. I know, the weather. I know, I enjoy the snow. I really do. I'm grateful for the snow. I like it in small doses. That's something I realized. I'm out of breath, y'all. I've got to get back into it. Seriously. I like it in small doses. I can't do this for longer than 4 or 5 days. I'll absolutely go crazy. Snowed in. I mean, now, if I got some damn movies, some alcohol, tons of food, options to cook from, and I might be able to chill for like a week, like depending on the circumstances and where I'm stuck. But any longer than 3 or 4 days, I start to feel claustrophobic and isolated. And surprisingly, like, earlier in the week, it didn't even bother me. But this morning when I saw this shit, I was like, I gotta go. I need to get this truck cleaned up somehow. I gotta take these boots off because they're wet. And I gotta get back. Oh, God, I'm such a lard, y'all. Look at that. Whew. So what happens when you eat donuts? I went from a flat tummy to a gut in a week. A week. I've had honey buns. I've had donuts. I've had just about everything you can think of that's sweet, honey. And I'm thinking about a Cinnabon right now. Oh. Y'all, my hair. I'm having sensory issues. Oh, I gotta come out of this. I can't move. My arms are limited. Oh, at least it's starting to... God, it's a fucking gorgeous view. I might Damn it. No, I'm not neither, because I done showed it on live. I was going to say I might stay here tonight, but I'm not, because y'all know people are crazy. I need a clip. I really need an outfit change. I feel like a stuffed sausage, okay? I really do. This is why Brooke doesn't eat sweets, because it only takes a week to turn into a lard, and nothing fits. Oh, usually it's too big, but today it's too small. You know what I mean? Oh, God. I really want something comfortable to put on. This outfit's getting on my nerves. I'm a sausage. And just think, it's still too big. Just think, it's way too big. It is a cute outfit. It came from Forever 21. But God, do I feel like a damn smoked sausage in the damn thing trying to maneuver around. I need something comfortable. Do I want to get in the back and struggle? I guess. Fuck. I was going to get out and grab clothes, but I guess I'm going to just hop back there. I'm going to just jump in the back. This was where I was at that night that creepy ass officer rolled up on me. Y'all wasn't going to tell me my hair looked crazy. This is where I was when that officer rolled up on me, hitting on me in the middle of the night, and I was out by myself, and he's like, oh, why don't you go down there and park? And thinking about it now, y'all, he could have killed me. Seriously, he could have killed me. There would have been nothing I could have done. There was a river right in front of me. There would have been nowhere for me to go. So thank God he wasn't a Daniel Holcloth, because if he would have been, I would have been screwed. And, you know, at that point, I'd already committed to parking where he was advising me to park, and he's law enforcement. So I'm just, you know, I already agreed to park there before he hit on me. I was parked by the river, like here. Gorgeous view, by the way. Look at this. I was parked by the river, and it was a full moon. It was lovely. The moon was, like, so bright. And I was backed in, so, like, the river was behind me. and I'm in the back seat, and all of a sudden I see lights coming through my window covers. And I said, oh Lord, that's probably the police. So I pulled the window cover down. I looked out the window, and sure enough, it was the police. And he's like, hey, what are you doing? I got window covers up. I'm in the back seat on my bed. What do you mean, what am I doing? I'm getting ready for bed. What does it look like I'm doing? You think I'm about to bake cookies back here with a damn easy bake oven or something? I wish, but I'm not. I'm going to bed, officer. He's like, well, what are you doing out here? Who wants to tell him that I'm a van lifer and I live out of my car, even though he's standing right in front of me and can clearly see with his own 2 damn eyes that I'm a van lifer and live out of my car? And I said, well, officer, it's a beautiful full moon. I was trying to enjoy the full moon. I got a night off from the winery down the road. I was enjoying the full moon on a Saturday night that I have off. And he's like, oh, it's not a good idea to park here. We get so many calls. We've already gotten multiple calls about your truck. People are freaked out that it's a black truck with black tinted windows and they can't see inside. And first of all, okay, I'll give them that. I'll give them that. From the outside, it's darker than the inside. Okay, I'll give them that. But you know you in a damn town with some boomers that ain't got shit to do if they calling the police every time they see a black Chevrolet with black tinted windows. That's that damn middle-aged white women bullshit that I can't stand. And I say that because the majority of this town is middle-aged white women. So, I'm just saying, you know, it ain't no damn 80-year-old Asian women calling the cops on me because my truck is black with tinted windows. It's usually middle-aged white women around here. So, you know, it was funny because he's like, we've already gotten multiple calls about your truck being parked at a river. I'm sorry. I didn't know that I needed to go through the damn Department of Homeland Security to park at a river and enjoy the full moon. I thought that that was damn public domain. I thought I thought this was a free country. I didn't know I needed to send in a damn application to the government to be parked by the fucking river to enjoy a full moon. It's crazy. I mean, this is small town bullshit, but it's small town bullshit. So then he's like, oh, well, it's not very safe out here. You need to be careful out here. Well, why are you saying that? You the only person I even saw out here. Now you're freaking me out. Like, are you a crazy killer? Like, officer, are you a crazy killer? Because why are you telling me it's dangerous out here and I need to be careful? You're the only person I've even saw out here. Then he's like, oh, you can go park over here. And I agreed to. I was like, yeah, that sounds like a great idea because I'm an idiot. And I went over there to park. And then he says, before I'm leaving out, he says, ooh, you're cute. I bet your man's happy or something. And I was like, yeah, he is. And I was playing it off because it was weird. You know, I've never had, I don't know, I ain't had nobody like be that fucking forward. These are the sweater pants I was talking about. Also grabbed another pair of gym shorts. And I don't have room for them. And I need to make this bed. I guess we can do that right now. Oh, God. The donuts. You know what's crazy is I'm sitting there eating all these damn donuts. I'm telling myself, Brooke. You know better. You know, sometimes you just don't give a damn, though. Sometimes you want something sweet. And you deserve it. You deserve something sweet, you know? Because you're sweet. Okay. Alright. I don't know exactly what I'm doing here. But I do know I'm taking these breeches off. And putting these baggy ass sweatpants on. Gray joggers. Oh, shit. And here comes some creep pulling up as I'm trying to change. Some creep that's probably... Yup, fucking creeps. Some lady and her fucking husband. I don't give a fuck. I'm about to change. So if y'all see titties and ass, y'all see titties and ass, because the park is closed and I have nowhere else to go. I love how they got a camera, like they gonna come out here and take pictures, but she can't even get her ass out the car. Like, people be giving themselves away. Did I tell y'all that I saw some lady at Walmart taking pictures of me? Like, when was that? Friday? Or Saturday of last week? I think it was Friday because it snowed. Anyways, I'm standing there. I'm about to check out. I go over to the cake to pick up some cake. It's like one of those, you know where the chips and stuff are when you're about to check out, and damn, they got the last minute, you can buy this or that right next to the register. And I go to get cake, and when I turn around, I realize that there was a lady behind me taking pictures of me from behind. I was like, what the fuck? I don't know, she probably recognized me from the internet. It's like, oh, she's not in Florida, she's in North Carolina. Like, y'all, I've never had more people obsessed over what I'm doing and where I'm at. It's kind of crazy. It's weird. It's weird. Super weird. Oh, my nose is running. So they pulled up. They were looking in my car. She has a camera, one of those big, like, cameras. She has a camera. She rolls her window down, takes one picture, and then they drive off. Whatever. People are just weird, y'all. That's all I'm saying. They're weird. They're fucking weird. I don't make the rules. I gotta make this bad. I wish I had a stand. Put it up there, but unfortunately, I don't. I can't. It won't. It won't. So weird. Oh. Where is... I really need to take everything out and organize everything, but not today. You know what I mean? God, I'm so dry. I need some damn lotion is what I need. I look like damn Casper's sister. Give me this. Oh. Wrangle this bitch in. Oh. Oh, Lord. Some days things want to do right, and then other days, they want to be a pain in my ass. Damn it. What is the problem? I don't know what's going on today, but I'm fighting with this damn thing. The blanket won't go over Probably because I need to damn pull everything out and reorganize. It's a fucking mess. Oh, my sleeping bag is caught in my dresser. So then my dresser went closed. So then I have to get the sleeping bag out the damn way. God, these pants are so much more comfortable than the other ones. I wonder when they're going to open the gate back up. I need to call them. I should have called them. I mean, if worse comes to worse, I can always stay in town. I just don't know about showering. Good thing I took a shower this morning, right? I rarely do that. I guess everything happens for a reason. I rarely take a shower first thing in the morning, but I sure did. It was like 7 o'clock. I was in there shaving. All right. You know, the problem is I have way too much shit. I can't. First of all, this is technically dirty. I might just throw this on with this because it matches. I really just wanted something that I didn't have to have a bra in so I can be comfortable. Because that shirt, my boobs, it does something weird. You know what I mean? It pulls them down. It's like, stop dragging my tits around. Okay. Jesus Christ. I keep picking up more shit and then there's more shit to pick up. Every time I pick up something, there's something else. Stop dragging my heart around. Oh, lovely. I found you a snack, honey. It's a little bit of raisins and peanuts for you. Oh, that's a blueberry. Blueberry. Just a little snack. At least it's healthy. I don't know where that came from. I don't even remember eating any blueberries. It's a trail mix berry. I don't know where that came from. Or how long it's been there. But you know, sometimes that's just how the trail mix crumbles. Can't help it. Alright, I need to put these jeans up. Jeans in the dresser. Oh, if I can get my ass back over here. When I finally decide to build something. Ouch. Shit. When I build something, I'm going to lower it like 4 inches. So that I can get over in here better. When I build something in here, I'm going to do it a lot different than the setup I have now. I mean, the setup I have now is nice because I can stand in here. But I do wish that I could take like a half a foot off the bed lengthwise or widthwise or whatever. And then lower it about 4 inches so that I can set up completely. Because when I'm sitting on the bed, I can set up, but I can't set like... If I want to set up back here, I can't. You know, I got to kind of lean forward to set up. So if I can lower the platform like 4 inches, then it'll be perfect. So when I build something, that's what I plan to do. So that I can set... You know, and it doesn't really bother me, especially when I'm like on live with you guys, because I sit like this and talk to y'all. It doesn't really bother me. It's when I'm in my bed at night and I want to like sit up back here on my computer and watch something that's kind of annoying. Now I can, where's my other pillow? Damn. My body pillow, I can put it right here and then lean back on that. That's really comfortable. I do that a lot. Double up and get super comfortable back here. All this shit's wet now. All right. Trail mix. All right, it's a little more organized, okay? It's not perfect. We're not striving for perfection. We're striving for okay. I love the smell of this. All right, I need to get this shit. Towels. Oh. I set that on top of my dresser because I need to be able to find it when I go to the shower. So I don't like to put it in my dresser because then I can't find it. Sorry, coffee. So I want to get out and pull the stove out. I need to clean this damn front seat out is what I need to do. I need to finish doing what I was damn doing. Because I do want coffee. I want coffee. Coffee. I want a cappuccino. Cappuccino. I might just have to settle for a Minos because your girl. Oh, yes, that's what I need to do. I need to put acne medication on my chin because it's so beat up. My chin's breaking out. I don't know if you can see that, but it's, what is it called? It's called a, serbations? Is that what they're called? The whiteheads that are under your chin? I think they're called serbations, but I could be wrong, but my forehead too. Y'all, that was huge this morning. You know what I think it's coming from? That fucking beanie. I'm sorry to cuss. I'm sorry. Please excuse me. That beanie. I can't remember the last time we washed it, but it was not like over a week or anything. Like we literally just washed it like last week. So the only thing that I can think of is that's the reason my forehead is breaking out from wearing that damn Carhartt beanie all day in this weather. This shit flakes really bad. I like the, you know, there's certain items in life that I like the store brand, and then there's certain items that like I've got to have like that specific brand. One of those things is my laundry detergent. I cannot part with my Tide laundry detergent. Another thing is this face cream. Like, it flakes so bad, you might as well just buy the good brand so that you don't have to worry about this stuff flaking all over your clothes and all over your house. Like, it's the Equate Walmart benzoyl peroxide, and I do love it. It works. It'll dry this acne up, you know, within a few hours, but it does flake. The other one, the Neutrogena one and the Clearasil one, they work so much better. Excuse me, sorry. This weather. You gotta take care of yourself, you know? You don't want to be a snotty Robertson. I don't even know where that came from. Mama used to say that. I think it's because your nose runs, right? And wasn't Tommy Robinson like a baseball player and so he ran? I don't know why she called us snotty Robertsons. I think it has something to do with baseball though. And your nose running. Do you get it? There was a baseball player that was something Robinson, and Mama would call us snotty Robertsons because our nose was running. Listen, I don't remember. I don't remember, but, you know, it was because your nose is running down your face, so I love it. I'm going to say it till I die. It's adorable. Snotty Robertson. Yeah, you got to have the Tide And I actually like the Oxy because it takes smells out of your car. Being in this space, listen, honey, being in this space, it's going to stink. There's no way around it. Y'all know how much I clean. Y'all have been with me this whole time that I clean. It just... I even wash my dishes with Fabuloso so they don't stink. And the car just still... Jackie Robertson, thank you. Thank you. Daddy Petty Patch Adams. Yes, yeah, that's the reference. Is because, like, wasn't he a runner? Was he a runner? Like, your nose is running. Snotty Robertson, you get it? Like, never mind. I don't know. That she used to say it all the time, and it was... now I say it, and I'm like, that's Mom. She was... Her and my dad, I'll give them credit. When they were funny, which was rare, because the house was such a high-stress environment, the home was ran on fear and discipline. And so there wasn't a lot of room for closeness, family togetherness. There was no joking. There was no playing. There was no, if my mom said, hypothetical, if my mom said some kind of smart ass shit to me and I said something smart back to her, I wouldn't be alive today. See, my parents didn't play that shit. My parents didn't play that shit, okay? I remember getting beat for shrugging my shoulders. They'd ask me a question, and let's say I got in trouble at school, and they wanted to know why the teacher had called them. Why did the teacher call me? If I did this number, I was getting a backhand to the face. This was not allowed in the home. You were not allowed to say, I don't know. You were not allowed, when I say these things out loud, I realize how abusive they are. I really do. Not allowing your child to ask you a question. Not allowing your child to answer a question. Hitting your child because they simply don't know the answer to a question. I don't think I've ever processed that. That's fucked up. That's probably part of the reason that I'm dumb. Thanks, Mom and Dad. Thank you so much. But serious, we weren't allowed to ask questions. We weren't allowed to, and I say we, but it was really just me. But, I was the first one, so I was the guinea pig of the family. And the eldest always, in my opinion, has it the worst because the parents really don't have any rhyme or reason to the way that they're parenting yet. It's usually by the third or fourth kid that they get it under wraps, and then they're a lot more lenient. They're not as strict. They can chill out a little bit. They've gotten the parental thing down. So, in my opinion, sometimes in abusive households, families, the eldest can actually get it the worst because they're the most coherent out. If you've got, like, for instance, my situation, my siblings were younger. So the first memories are the memories that I have of the house. You see what I'm saying? Outside of what my parents say happened. So there's a lot of discrepancies in how we were raised and how we all feel we were raised. Does that make any sense? It's crazy how you can live in the same house as another person and live two separate fucking lives. And matter of fact, there was 5, 6, 7, 8 of us kids. So I say that because I don't know how many siblings I have. But, yeah, there was a lot of us, and by the time they got down to my siblings, they were chilled out a lot. It was nothing like what they done to me. It's just crazy how you can grow up in a household with siblings and family, and y'all have complete, utter opposite perspectives on how the house was ran, what the characteristics of the family environment were. You can have different perspectives on different situations that took place over the years. It's just crazy how people see things differently through different eyes at different times. But, the eldest, they're the oldest. So, in my experience, I remember things that my siblings don't remember because I was the oldest. And also, I think that I lived through things that my siblings did not have to endure. I think by the time my siblings come around, my parents had their shit together more. For the first 2 years of my life, it was solely me, my abusive alcoholic father, and my biological mother. By the time my sibling came along, one of my siblings, My mother had done divorced my bio father and got with another man who she would marry for 20 years until she died. She would be with him until she died. So, you know, my siblings were not really in the house like I was because they weren't even born yet. So I just know that something happened in my childhood. I've been learning a lot about parental alienation recently. I definitely think that when I was growing up, my mother was a young mother. I think that she probably had her hands full, and I do think that I was probably left alone for large periods of time, unattended. I don't know why I feel this way, but I do. There was a disconnect between me and my mother. This disconnect was so distant. You typically see this type of distance in a mother and a daughter when the child has been ignored. Essentially, it's where a child is left and no attention, love, affection is being given to the child, and so it causes the child to have extreme behavioral problems when they enter into school. Interesting. Very interesting. You know, when learning about this stuff, it really... I guess it helps me gain insight into what my parents went through when they had me and how young they were, and how when you're young and you have children like that, nobody knows what the fuck they're doing unless you have somebody that teaches you. Unless you have a mom or a grandma or an uncle or an aunt or somebody, you know, that cares about you and steps in and guides you into being a parental figure, you'll absolutely fail without a village teaching you how to parent. That is one of those things where you have to have somebody help you help yourself. And I never received that with my children. Now, my daughter was different, but my son, I absolutely never received any kind of that guidance. And that's part of the reason I don't have my children, is because I had no one when I had my children. My mother was already dead. Everybody was already dead. I had no one. You absolutely need your family to have children. You're gonna need a family, whether it's your family or somebody else's family. It don't matter, bitch. You better go find one, because you're gonna need a whole damn village. Especially if you're a single parent. It is damn near impossible in this economy to raise children and manage all of that on your own. I mean, kudos to all of the single mothers out there making shit happen for them and their children, because for me, economically, it was impossible. So, you know, my children are in a safe place, and it absolutely sucks every single day, especially when I get to experience all of these beautiful things. And, you know, the most beautiful things in the world that I want to experience, I can't even have access to. You know, and learning about my parents, though, and recognizing these psychological things that I've been through, and how it's impacted me, the only thing I can do to help my children at this point is to better myself and try to focus on fixing myself for them in hopes of someday them finding me. You know, I can't change the past. I can't change anything. I just know that I've made a lot of poor decisions. And when I wanted to make better choices. And I think that I'm slowly but surely making progress. I have noticed that it's financial, you know, my insecurities, my stress, it becomes, you know, when I got like bills due and shit's popping up, headlights breaking, damn $200 a pop almost. Y'all, I'm so ashy. I'm literally leaving dust particles on my seat. I need lotion. Lord have mercy. I don't think I've ever in my life. I turned into Casper. I ain't got no lotion in this damn car. You know I got to have some lotion in here. Loshi. Where's Hannibal Lecter when you need him? I was about to say something, I forgot. Oh, going back to raising children. You know, there was a time where I was spending upwards of, you know, $350, $400 a week. It was $50 a day for childcare. Managing that by myself. I didn't get no voucher from no damn CPS. They didn't help me with shit. You know, that was the craziest part. Y'all want to come in and tell me how to raise my kids, but I ain't never asked y'all for shit. I wasn't getting no housing voucher. I paid for everything myself. Had my own little house. Daughter had her own bedroom. I had my master bedroom, 2-bath, 2-bed house. Things were good. See, that's the problem though. The state knew that I was indigent. The state knew, and I wasn't indigent, I was a stripper. I was making money. But they knew that technically I didn't have any relatives to help me raise my kids. They knew that. That puts a target on your back. I want to be very clear to other women. You are going to become a target for the Department of Social Services if you do not have any contributing factors in your life and relatives. If you are a single female out here by yourself just trying to make it in the world and you get pregnant and Lord forbid CPS shows up on your doorstep, just know, baby, they showing up, and when they find out that you don't have any family to help you and they find out that you're poor and you can't afford a lawyer to do anything about their bullshit, they will absolutely make you a target for kickbacks. That's the children that they want. And that's the ones that they go after. And they absolutely receive money for removing every child that they remove out of a house. It's an incentive program. It's not to help children. Listen, I'm not saying that DSS doesn't do good things. I'm just saying that they can do what they want, and there's nothing you can do about it. Unless you have money. You got 70 grand to drop on a federal lawsuit, then maybe you can do something about it. Might take you down 10 years. But yeah, they can do whatever they want. And if you don't have family, like I didn't have family, if you don't have good people in your life guiding you in the right direction, and you got a bunch of damn, people with ulterior motives trying to guide you in a different direction, just know it's going to be much harder. Much, much harder. DSS, in my opinion, they target women who are single mothers who don't have family to help. And in my opinion, they do it for money. Because every child that they take into the state's custody, they receive money for. And it's a screwed up system. And I know that it sounds like crazy to say that they do this shit intentionally, but it's an evil world. I don't know what to tell you other than it happens every day. I do believe that there's probably thousands of mothers that have been victimized in the same way that me and my children were. Was I perfect? No. As I've said, I made tons of mistakes. Very poor mistakes. Very, very poor mistakes. A lot of wasted time. And I can't take it back. I can't do anything about it. But that's the one reason that I relapsed. Was I gave up. I wanted to die, after being accused of beating my daughter. It was too much. I had no reason to even strive to be sober anymore. I'd been sober for almost 10 years. I'd been sober since I went to prison in 2009. So I'd been clean for 6 years. And I was proud of myself for that. But DSS, they want you on drugs. They come looking for problems, honey. So if you're not on drugs, they'll mess with you mentally to try to make you go get back on drugs. Ain't that sad? They're supposed to be helping women help themselves get off drugs. And in my experience, they have done things to point me and guide me back towards drugs. And I'd been clean for, like I said, about 6 years, 2009 to 2016. That's longer than 6 years, Brooke. Anyways, you get the picture. And at that point, I wanted to be done. Like, I wanted to die. I wanted to absolutely die. I lost everything. I lost my daughter, my home, everything. And then I immediately jump into a new abusive relationship with the owner of the strip club. So, you live and you learn, and this is part of the reason I stay away from people, because when all of that went down, I had people that I did not even fucking know lying to CPS, making false allegations against me. People that I've never even met personally. Listen to what I'm telling you. Neighbors of neighbors would tell CPS blatant stories, blatant lies. They would just say whatever they wanted. And then CPS would come to me and say, oh, well, so-and-so's neighbor down the road, uncles, cousins, brothers, sister said that back in 1992, you did this, and this. And, CPS takes that for word. And you know what they do? They go to a judge and they say, oh, well, the neighbor's cousins, brothers, sisters, uncles, mother's cousin said that she smoked crack back in 92 one time. And the judge says, oh, okay. And you know what they do? They write it in court paper. They say, yeah, she smoked crack back in 92. That's the process of events when it comes to CPS investigations. There is no investigation. It's just whatever somebody says. CPS takes it as word. They do an investigation, they find if there's merit or not. And it's crazy. It's just crazy that someone has the power. I guess the cops are the same, The cops can just go into court and they do all the time. They lie all the time. So, there was a CPS worker that was arrested this week for lying in court documents. Same thing that happened to me. So, maybe there's a change in the weather. Maybe some truth. Maybe some change will come to the Department of Health and Human Services. All I know is that I was not perfect. I have a lot of regrets. But I also had every single card stacked against me. Every single card stacked against me. I did not have one positive possibility or resources in my life at the time that I had my son and my daughter. I just didn't. And for 3.5, almost 4 years, my daughter was with me until CPS stole her and had me locked up for crimes I didn't commit. And once again, let me just be clear. I never spanked my daughter. Not once. Never even popped her. Never had to. She was such a great kid, man. I mean, it's truly a miracle how she come out the womb just being a little adult, because she was. I don't know if she knew that, and she probably did know that I was under a lot of stress. Kids can sense this shit. But it was just me and her. Her father was in prison. He's back in prison. He was in prison. I don't even know. He went for a habitual for beating the hell out of me. He battered my whole face while I was driving. He went to prison. He got hit with a habitual felon. Hadn't spoke to him since. I found out that I was pregnant with my daughter. He goes to jail. I tried to make contact with his family. And I actually took our daughter over to visit with his father. And that was the one and only time I ever saw this man's family. It was only in 2016 when CPS popped up in my life that I find out that this man's family wants custody of my daughter. I'm sorry, who? So, it's just really weird looking back on the events. You know what I mean? The events, the process. I'm a stripper over here living by myself with my daughter. She falls and breaks her arm. Less than 6 hours later, they already have a foster family who is claiming that they are biologically related to my daughter. That's not a coincidence. Absolutely not a coincidence. I'm grateful to these people for taking my daughter, but I'm not grateful for the way that they treated my daughter, nor treated me during the process. It's crazy because there's these people through DSS that are appointed by the court. They're called a guardian ad litem. And in my opinion, these people are evil. They play like devil's advocate. They're like the angel and the devil on the shoulder, and they're supposed to be looking out for the benefit of the child. But what they actually do is they come in and they muddy up the waters and they tell lies, and they also lie in court documents. So it's really shitty because, it's human nature to be a shitty person. It's part of, unfortunately, humanity. People are shitty people. They have the free will to be shitty people. I don't know why it's surprising for the general public to find out that social workers, police officers, and judges can be just as crooked as the next person, as a drug addict out here sucking dick for crack. They can be just as demented. I don't know why that's so hard for people to conceptualize. when I talk to people about this stuff, they look at me like I'm crazy. And I am, in fact, crazy. But I know what I know. And I know what happened. And I know what is capable of happening. I know how much power these people have. And it's wrong. It's absolutely wrong what they did to my family and all the other families. You know, there's been other women that have commented on this channel talking about how their children were stolen from them, how, you know, they didn't have family or money, and you know, it's not right. You know, this social worker saw some, you know, 20-year-old big mouth bitch that was a stripper and, you know, not humble. I'll admit it. I was making good money. I was proud of the fact that I could take care of my daughter and myself. I was proud of the fact that I was paying, you know, upwards of 20 grand a fucking year in child care. What is $350 a week? Ain't that like 20 grand a year? It's a lot of damn money in child care, you guys. And I was proud of that. Maybe a little too proud, you know, and it definitely contributed to my daughter being taken, because me and the social worker would have words several times. The final time was when I told her she needed to shut up and go die. I never saw my daughter again after that. And that's the power that the state has. You say something that let's say a social worker says something that you don't agree with, and it's a lie, it's a blatant lie. Say a social worker says the sky is green. And you say, I think it's blue. It looks blue. And she keeps saying the sky is green. Well, bitch, you better get on board with the sky being green or you might not have your kids anymore. 100%. 100%. You're either going to comply or you're going to say goodbye. And listen, there's certain things in life that people should definitely have to comply with. If it's a drug test and that parent needs to be tested for drugs, absolutely. If it's, you know, a psychological evaluation to make sure that that parent is stable enough to even be in possession of the child, absolutely. There's certain things that I agree with when it comes to the Department of Social Services. There's other things I do not agree with, like snatching my child without a warrant, but leading me to believe that you had a warrant. There's sketchy shit that they do, and they have, apparently, they can do whatever they want. You know, I would like, they have no legal right to take a child without a warrant, but it is my belief that they did so in my case, and they have in other cases in Alamance County. This is actually not only illegal, but you have to get a judge to sign off on a warrant to take possession of a child, and it has to be, that child has to be in immediate danger. We're talking about this child come into the ER, he's got broken ribs, he's got a punctured lung, he's got a damn contusion on his head that looks like blunt force trauma without the death. When we see a child in that state, absolutely, we need a judge, a warrant, fuck a warrant. The kid's got internal bleeding. I understand. That's, you know, and actually, you should always have a fucking warrant. Right is right and wrong is wrong. And if they're snatching children, they need to have a warrant. And they need to be able to prove to a judge and a jury why they feel like this child needs to be taken into safety by the state. But that's not always the case. That's not always the case. We have social workers that jump the gun. They immediately take the kid into custody, and then they later go back and get a judge to sign off on a warrant. This is a very common thing through the Department of Social Services. As a matter of fact, I watched a video the other day of a immigrant couple who they took their child to the hospital. He had something broken or something, some kind of medical condition. They wanted a second opinion. She takes the baby to a different hospital for a second opinion, which is what I did in my case. And when she gets to the second hospital, she is surrounded by CPS, DSS, police, investigators. There's like 20 people that surround her. And for some reason that day, they let her take her baby home. But the following morning, they show up at her residence with like 10 people. There's a video of this on YouTube. I can't think of the lady's name. I'm so sorry. They show up without a warrant, trying to take custody of this baby, stating that the parents had beat the baby. And there was a medical reason for why the baby was injured. This is a very common thing, too, that I've been learning about the Department of Social Services. It's not just the Department of Social Services that is the problem. We also have medical professionals, doctors and nurses, who make these assumptions that has led to parents being arrested for shit that they did not do. This is a very common thing. There's thousands of videos on this on YouTube. It's really scary to think, and I just want you to put yourself in my shoes for a minute. It's really scary to think that you're at work working and you get a phone call that your daughter's been injured. You rush home. It's her arm. She slipped and fell on an orange rubber bouncy ball. And when she went to fall, she put her hand out to catch her fall, and it broke her arm. You take her to a hospital, and before you even get through triage into a room, you have investigators, police officers, and social workers already in your face accusing you of beating your child. You want a second opinion, so you go to a different hospital, at which time you are also surrounded there by police. I mean, everybody. It was like, I would say 8 to 12 people. They surround you. They separate you from your child. They start interrogating you. At no point are you read Miranda rights or anything like that, because you're not aware that you even have rights, because you haven't done anything wrong. So why do you need to, you don't even believe in corporal punishment when it comes to children. So you don't, you're not doing anything wrong as a parent. So you don't need to know, you don't feel like you need to know your legal fucking rights until they show up and surround you and they start lying and trying to make you out to be somebody that you're not, and they have the power to do that. And that's what they did. And first of all, I want to be clear. You don't have to talk to them at all. You have the legal right to tell them to go fuck themselves. But if you do that, you might not ever see your children again. So it's a catch-22. I hear a lot of people say, oh, well, if they ever show up on my doorstep, da-da-da-da-da-da. Well, I hate to tell you, it's not going to go the way that you think it's going to go, honey. Especially when they show up with cops. Whatever they say is going to go. Whatever they tell you to do is what you're going to do. Or else you're just not going to see your kids again. Simple as that. Simple as that. They can do whatever the fuck they want unless you have money. Now, if you got 10 grand to go hire a damn custody attorney to defend you, dealing with DSS, you might have a chance to tell them to go fuck themselves. But if you're anything like me, poor, with no family to help you, that's going to automatically put a target on your back. You're going to be an easy target because you're already just barely standing on one leg as a single mother. And that makes it so much easier for them to make accusations, to make up lies, to say whatever they want. They can find shit from 10 years ago. There's a video of you on fucking MySpace smoking fucking weed. They'll pull that out and say, oh, well, you smoked weed back in 2009 on MySpace, so you probably still do it in 2029. Like, it's crazy what they can do. It's absolutely crazy. And you don't have any rights unless you have money. I will say that I'm grateful for the people that have my daughter now. At the time, I was really angry about it, but now she's in the best place that she could possibly be. A good Christian home with a father who's a preacher. And I do believe that the mother is like a school teacher or something. She does something like that, like community-based work. So she's in a loving home with parents that can financially support her. And they do. And I know that she gets to travel and she's a happy kid. And I'm grateful for that. But it's wrong. When I think about the bigger picture, it's absolutely wrong what happened. The way that she was stolen. The whole situation is wrong. Clearly, I'm not financially able to even take care of myself right now. It was not always this way. It's this way because I got clean. If I was still doing drugs, I wouldn't have money problems. Quite the opposite. I gave up my life of luxury to be sober, so that maybe someday when my kids come looking for me, they have something and someone to find. This caffeine's got me jittery. I feel like the family was gaslit into believing a whole bunch of shit by social workers, and that's what I was going to say about these guardian ad litems, social workers, those court people that are in there. They all work together against the parent. You would think that DSS would be all for reunification and getting the parent trained, educated, set up with, programs and stuff to help them be a better parent. You would think that would be the main goal, but that was never my experience. My experience was them simply trying to steal my child, and they did it for over a year before they succeeded. I fought the good fight until there was no fight left to fight. When my attorney stood up in open court and said in front of everybody that my, constitutional rights, my rights, my civil rights, everything was being trampled on, and what the court was doing to me was illegal. When that happened, I knew, I've never seen an attorney do that. I've never seen an attorney in open court on the record state that the entire court system was purposely targeting me and my daughter, and that they were breaking the law. That's exactly what my attorney said. It's on the fucking record. I've never seen an attorney do that. First of all, I'll never forget the look in that woman's eyes. It really upset her. And I'm so grateful that at least one person at that time saw what was happening to me. At least there's one person that can... There's one person that knows what happened to my daughter was illegal. There's one person at least, and me too, because she quit. She left the court system over that. My attorney, who was representing me for my child custody case, 6 weeks into the case, I don't remember what happened, but something happened, and she stood up in open court and she told the judge, she said, "Your Honor, the social workers have lied in court documents. The social workers have lied on my client. The social workers are setting things up. They are not trying to reunificate the child with my client. Her civil rights and constitutional rights are being trampled on." She said so much shit that, it truly shocked me. And I'm so grateful for that, because that, just her acknowledging what I was going through was illegal and what they were doing to me was blatantly kidnapping. Her acknowledgement, I needed that for the future. I needed that for today. I needed that for tomorrow. To have an attorney who went to law school for almost a damn decade get up in open court and tell a judge that social workers and guardian ad litems and DSS is blatantly lying in court documents, and they're setting everything up to make it look like I'm a horrible parent, and they're doing this with the intention of stealing my daughter. To have a lawyer say that and then quit and leave that part of the judicial system, it says a lot. And I needed that, because I think that if she wouldn't have done that, I would still be like, well, was it illegal? Was I a bad parent? Was I this? Was I that? If that wouldn't have happened, that was a pivotal moment in the entire case, the custody battle. If that wouldn't have happened, I might be on the fence about what type of parent I was. When in all actuality, no, I was not the best parent, but my daughter was fed, she was clothed, she was taken care of, and I was doing the best that I could by myself. And isn't it crazy how there's always somebody out here that thinks that they can live your life better than you, even though they don't have children and they're not in your shoes like I was at the time? It's just crazy to me how people always think that they can do a better job at living your life than you can. And they don't even be in the same circumstances. It's just crazy. And, this shit is flaking everywhere. Ooh, I gotta get it off. That lawyer, she left working for the family court system. She quit over my case. They had to appoint me a new attorney. It was a mess. It was an absolute mess. My new attorney couldn't keep up with nothing. You know, I'm so grateful to that woman. I wish I could remember her name, because if I could, I'd call her and thank her, even to this day. Because I guess it was the validation, you know, that they were violating my civil rights. Like, you know, they were doing so much illegal shit to me, and I knew it was illegal, but unless you have an attorney that's going to bring this shit up in open court, nothing's going to be done. You know, you can call the supervisor at social services, but the supervisor is not going to give a damn about what you have to say. You're the parent of a child that is under investigation. So you can call social workers boss. It ain't going to produce any good results. It's just going to it's going to make your social worker even madder at you, because then you called their damn boss and now they're pissed, you know? It just causes more problems. It's really crazy that attorney quit like that. I wish that I could find her. I might actually, like, try to find her one day. There's a lot of people from my past that I would like to find. My horticulture teacher from prison. I would love to talk to her. Damn, I need to drink these. I wonder if I put these on the back of the truck, if they'll stay cold. I'll probably forget them out there, though. Tortillas. Yeah, my horticulture teacher, that lawyer. Oh, Mr. Covington from prison. There's like 2 or 3 people from my past that I would love to see. Teachers. One of them's my horticulture teacher. One of them's a camp counselor from my juvenile days and my prison days when I went to prison back in 2009. And that attorney. Like, literally, I would love to see all of those people and thank them for everything. And also my PO, my last PO. God. She could have locked my ass up, and she didn't. You know, I will say that things have changed. So, let me back up. Back in the day, if you were on probation or parole for a criminal offense and you failed a drug test, you could fail 3 drug tests, but after that 3rd one, what they would do is they activate your sentence. So the way that it works is say you go out here and you get caught pissing in public. Say you got busted, you were urinating. Sorry, I'm trying to get this camera up better. Say you were caught urinating in public, right? You've never been in any trouble before. So, God, I look like a lord, y'all. I done put on like 10 pounds and I look so much bigger. Say you get caught pissing in public. You ain't never been in no trouble. What the court will do, that's a misdemeanor offense. What they would rather do instead of sending you to jail is put you on probation. They put you on probation probably for a year, and you'll pay money every month. You'll also have to go see a probation officer where you have to check in and you have to show proof of job and or school. You have to be doing one or the other when you're on probation and parole. You're also going to have to piss in a drug test if you're on supervised. If you're on unsupervised, then that's unsupervised, so you won't have to pee in a cup. But if you're on supervised probation, you're going to be taking a drug test. And especially if you're new to probation, the first, I'd say 6 months, they're going to test you like clockwork, honey, to make sure that you are doing what you're supposed to do. Usually, by the end of your probation, those drug tests will lessen and lessen once they know that you're not doing drugs. But if you fail a drug test back in 2008 and back in 2009 when I caught my criminal charges, if you failed a drug test, you went to prison. So that's why I went to prison, was because I'd gotten in a fight with 2 girls at a house party, and we were all drinking and bad. I was 18 years old, stupid as hell. At this point in time in my life, I'd been given unlimited access to drugs. So it was not a good time in my life. I knew I wanted to be clean, but I didn't even know how to conceptualize being clean at that time. I was an 18-year-old child. I was absolutely still a child. I probably had the capacity of a 15-year-old Absolutely. At 18. Hell, at 25, I probably had the capacity of a 17-year-old, if I'm just being honest. So this is why it's not good to isolate your kids. So it causes them developmental issues, and I absolutely see that in my life. Particularly with my maturity level, and when I started to like slowly but surely mature. And I'm still not all the way there, but I'm getting better. But prison, if you failed a drug test at probation, your parole officer would lock you up. Something I've noticed in recent years is they're trying to steer away from locking up people who are in recovery, like people that are struggling with drug addiction. That's going back to like George Floyd. I can look at his criminal record and see that all of his criminal records stem from his drug addiction. We are actually at a good place in probation and parole right now when it comes to offenders who have drug problems. They're learning to separate addiction from criminal activity. And I think that we need to do that. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that every drug addict who commits a criminal offense should just get a slap on the wrist. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is that there needs to be some discretion when dealing with probation and parole. If you have an offender, let's say he's got robbery charges. His whole record is robbery charges. And let's say he also has heroin charges, possession of heroin on his record. You can look at that record and see that he was stealing to support the heroin addiction problem. And let's say he's on parole and he comes in and he fails 2 drug tests. And then he comes back in and he fails that last drug test. Remember, you get 3. He fails that last one. You know, they're getting to where instead of locking him up immediately, they give them an ultimatum. So you're going to go to Black Mountain Rehab Services for 90 days, or else I'm going to activate your sentence. Or, okay, you say that you haven't used any drugs. I'm going to send you to LabCorp to get your blood drawn to see if the levels are coming down. You know, they're a little more lenient, and they use the mitigating circumstances to try to help people who are suffering in addiction. And I think that that's the right move that we need to make. And it's crazy how many people are in jail for drug offenses, and they've never even been offered drug rehab. They've never even thought about getting clean until they go to prison, and then they're clean in prison, and then they get out and they go back to damn hustling and bustling for methamphetamine money. Sad life, but you know, in order to help these people, we need to start with educating them on how to help themselves. We have to help them help themselves, and the best place to do that is actually in jail when they're in jail. They definitely, you know, it's a misconception that prisons and jails have these programs set up for inmates. They actually don't. Very few, far and in between, do jails and prisons even have programs at all anymore because they're so short-staffed. And since COVID, everything has changed. I know in the state of North Carolina, Raleigh Women's Prison, just in the 10 years, and it's been how long? 2009? Shit, it's been almost 20 years. 2025, 2009. It's been, you know, over 15 years. A lot has changed. I don't hear good things. I hear that the prison system is the worst that it's ever been. And I, judging by Robert Brooks' death, I would have to agree with that. But locking these people up over and over, expecting them to get sober without teaching them how to be sober is insanity. It's absolutely infuriating that we would put people in the position to keep harming themselves. I will say, like I said, probation and parole, I went through a situation where I had relapsed and I couldn't pass a drug test. I couldn't pass. And you know what you know the craziest part? It literally took me almost 2 weeks to get that tar out of my system. 2 weeks almost. That black tar heroin was no joke, man. No joke. It took me almost 2 weeks from a one-time use to get that black tar out of my system. I kept failing drug tests, and she's like, are you sure you haven't been using it? And I'm like, no, I've not been using, I swear to God. And I hadn't been. I'd used once, I'd failed a drug test. She had brought me back in 2 weeks later, and I failed it again. And I'm like, how? Like, how? 2 weeks. Listen, I've had marijuana stay in my system for 2 months. So, I got the type of metabolism where it takes a lot of time for things to metabolize out of my system. When it comes to heroin or marijuana, it can take weeks. I remember being on probation, and this was 2010 or 11 or maybe 12 or 13. Hell, I don't remember. I was in prison, and all those years I was in prison. It would have been 2013, 2014. I got a DWI. Crashed into a McDonald's leaving the strip club in the middle of the night. Almost killed myself. I could have killed other people. Really bad situation, you know. I'm pretty sure I'd had 2 bottles of Patron. 2 bottles of Patron. I think it was Halloween. I could be wrong. I was dressed up so cute, though. I had Sharpie eyebrows, black hair, and a white lace dress. Anyways, I got a DWI, and I was on probation. And I would sometimes smoke. And I remember I would smoke once or twice, and then I would start detox and drinking a lot of water. And there were times that just from smoking 1 or 2 times, even 2 or 3 weeks later, I was still failing for marijuana. Like, I would go by the drug test myself. Before I went to probation and parole, I always tested myself before, because I've had false negatives too. I had Mucinex give me a false negative on a drug test one time. That shit was wild. That lady was a bitch too. She was a social worker in Alamance County. There's something about damn Alamance County and social workers and stuff out that way. There's something about that whole area, like, it's not good. Where's my vape? What the hell, yo? There it is. So, anyways, I was on probation, and I would still fail, like, even, like, 2 or 3 weeks after smoking, and, like, I hadn't even been smoking. I smoked once or twice, and then it would still be in my system. I'm glad I don't have those problems anymore. Stressed about parole, you know? Dogs out in the snow. Oh, Marie Smith, it took 3 years to get my kids back. I have them now, and even had another baby. Oh my God, congratulations. That's so awesome. That is awesome. Congratulations on the new baby. Congratulations. I love that. I really love watching everybody else raise their children. I live through you guys. I see y'all out on the beaches and in the parks, and I live through you guys, you know, and kids are so innocent, y'all. I be down at the parks, and they're so cute. They got their little book bags on, and they're like hiking through the parks, because there's a school right next to the park that I go to. And so the school has elementary age kids, and they come over to the park. There'll be a whole class, like 20 of them out there. They're so adorable. They'll have their little hats on. They look like little Cub Scouts, Girl Scouts, and Boy Scouts out there, and they'll just wave and wave and wave, like, ugh, y'all, it breaks my heart. But, you know, I try not to dwell on everything that's happened, because I can't change it. I know that there's a reason that God put me through it. I haven't quite figured that out, but I can't change it. I know that it might seem like I don't talk about my kids a lot, but it's because I physically cannot. You know what I mean? Like, I physically cannot a lot of the time, especially around the holidays and stuff, or their birthdays. It's not that I don't care. It's that I have attachment issues from being neglected as a child. So a lot of it is my own trauma from my childhood, but a lot of it is also, I can't sit around and dwell and cry about the past. I can't change it. It's not my fault. I contributed. Absolutely. I made very poor choices. But it was nothing to warrant having my child taken from me. By far, nothing. Nothing. I did nothing to warrant this. But once again, I did tell a social worker to shut up and die. So apparently, that's grounds to have your child stolen. But I want people to know this, especially young girls that are single parents. I wish somebody would have told me the power that CPS, DSS, the government holds. Nobody ever sat me down and said, hey, Brooke, this ain't no fucking joke. These people are dangerous and deadly, and they will do whatever they want, whenever they want. If you're not complicit and compliant, you're going to have to roll over and take it, at least for 60 days. I just wish that somebody would have been there for me and told me the truth, that they can do whatever they want, and you have no rights. You have none. It's a misconception. And I'll be damned if you'll get due process, I'll be damned if you get any kind of due process. It's a screwed up system. I just want to be clear that I love my kids more than anything in this world. It's not that I don't care why I don't talk about them. It's just, it's hard, Life can be very unfair. But that's why I want to talk about these things, because I wish that somebody would have told me at fucking 16, to do things different, to stay away from certain people, to join the military like I was planning. I think about that quite a bit, how different my life would have been. But once again, I had no control in the matter, so it's not like I can dwell on it because I had no control. Yo, it is so pretty. I mean, it's just gorgeous, ain't it? I gotta pee so bad. There's nowhere to pee out here. Yeah, no doubt. Social services. Oh, thank you, Carol. Internet hug. I was about to say 7-year-old. Oh, I bet they're adorable, though. Thank you, Mr. Friendly. Yeah, I just, like I said, I am grateful that where my daughter is in a good Christian home. I hope that doesn't backfire. We see a lot of preachers' kids. I dated a preacher's son. That boy was wild, okay? Wild. He did not care. He did not care about nothing, nobody but himself. And the crazy thing is I ran into him. His name was Josh. He worked with me at Sonic. And I think he was probably like my first like official boyfriend, because I was like 15. And my parents let me go on a few dates with him. And he was a really sweet guy, but he was wild. He was a preacher's son. And I ran into him probably like 3 years ago at a Merchant's Tire. I think that's a Merchant's. Anyways, it was in Greensboro, and I hadn't seen him in like 20 years, and I ran into him, and he looked so healthy and good, and, he looked like a happy guy now or whatever, and that was crazy. Why am I talking about this boy? Oh, because he was a preacher's son, honey, and he was wild. He was wild. I just hope that my daughter doesn't grow up to go to the opposite end of the spectrum, I don't want her burning the candles at both ends. I want her to be smart and intelligent and focused. I do know that these people financially can probably afford more opportunities for her in the future when it comes to college and stuff. And I want her to go to college. I want both of my kids to go to college. I would love that for them. Those are opportunities that I never got. My parents were not financially stable enough to take care of us, much less afford to put us through school. And matter of fact, I was talking about this the other day when I was picking out my college classes at 16, because I graduated at 16. Not because I was smart, but because I was in a juvenile youth development center. I was in a training school. I was in a child jail for children. That's why I graduated at 16. And they gave me a scholarship and stuff. And when I was picking out my classes, I remember asking my mom what I could do with a communications degree, and she had no idea. You know, when you are raised by people, my parents weren't stupid people, but they also were not college educated or even high school educated. My mother would go on to make a name for herself in law. She did not graduate high school. She had her first child at 16, then she had me at 18, then she had another one at 20. You know, she didn't graduate high school. She had a rough childhood. My mother grew up in and out of foster care and foster homes just like me. I don't know why. This is some of the family secrets that I've been dying to find out about that nobody wants to spill. And there's only one person that can spill them, my aunt. She's like 70-something years old, and she's getting up there. It's my great aunt. She's literally the only surviving family member that I have other than my siblings who are out of state and we don't communicate. So we did last year, and then, I don't know. I've been on some new shit. So, you know, I've been on some new shit. But I would love for her to tell me, you know, about my mother's past, about my grandmother's past, about how they were raised. There's so many family secrets that I want to know, and I can tell that my family wants to bury them, but that's part of the reason that I don't talk to my aunt a lot. It's because it feels like a fake relationship at times, you know, and I don't like that. I feel like in order to have a true connection with somebody, you have to be honest about everything, even the good, the bad, the ugly, the dirty, the disappointing, you know, the destructive. Like, you've got to be honest about everything to have a stable, healthy relationship. My family lied and hid everything my whole childhood. You know, they were very secretive people. And it wasn't like they were doing anything bad. It wasn't like my parents smoked crack or anything like that. Like, I never saw my parents do drugs. My mother, you know, worked in law. She was a paralegal assistant or whatever for a law firm. And she loved her work, and she was good at her work, and she made something from nothing. To be a teenage mother with 3 children, and then to go on to work in a law office with not even a high school diploma, says a lot about her will and her determination and her ethic, you know, her worth ethic. My dad, he worked in construction, and by all accounts, we could have been living in $1 million house if he would have just been not a dick. He comes from a multi-billion-dollar concrete company, and, you know, he was a rich kid that had more opportunities than I've ever had, and pretty much he liked heroin, and he liked drugs, and he wanted to do what he wanted to do, and he went out at damn 16 years old and got himself a damn drug problem, and he somehow managed to get clean, and he met my mother. And he was never okay with his family. Like, they had all this money, but they were the weirdest people when it came to, like, personal relationships and these interpersonal relationships. They were very surface level, and it wasn't like the normal family where you go for Thanksgiving or Christmas and everybody's so happy to see each other. There was always this awkwardness there, and I know that it's because my mother was poor and his family didn't care for her or us, really. You know, they acted like they liked us, but you could tell that they didn't. You could tell that these rich people were not happy that my dad married my mother, who was poor and a single mom of 2 kids. So it was a weird dynamic in the home, and it was never... there was always this feeling of, like, being outcasted, you know, like you knew you were the black sheep of the family, and there was always this feeling of that, like you were different than the rest of the family. And, you know, I almost wonder how much of that was intentional looking back on my childhood. Like, were they really out here, these adults who were supposed to be my new family, were they really out here trying to make children feel like pieces of shit? I mean, it feels like it, you know, which is really sad. But, you know, rich people, that level of rich, I don't know. I don't know if they're bored. I don't know if they're just evil. I don't know. But there's a certain level of rich that I've seen in my childhood that was just blatantly evil. And, you know, even the kids, they knew they were rich, and they would say stuff and, you know, do things to remind you that you were poor and they were rich. And I mean, it's just really sad to think about going to Christmas dinner and being bullied. But, you know, that was the vibe. That was the feeling that I always got when I was over there at my dad's side of the family, you know. And like I said, if he would have just not done drugs and behaved and been respectful, his family, you know, he worked for them. We shouldn't have had to worry about anything. But he messed it up, you know. He didn't know how to have relationships. I remember asking my mom one time why my dad wasn't a dad to me, and she told me it was because his dad wasn't a dad to him. And I remember even being young, that made no freaking sense to me. If your father is not a father to you, wouldn't that motivate you to be a father to your children even more? Or am I crazy? Because I just feel like if I grow up with my dad not acting like my dad, it would motivate me to be a better dad. But, you know, maybe I'm crazy because it just doesn't make any sense why. And I was thinking about this last night. You know, growing up, I always wished that my mother would divorce my stepfather. Anytime they would argue or talk about divorce, I would get really excited and was looking forward to them potentially getting a divorce. Like, I wanted them to get a divorce because it was so toxic and violent all the time, you know, and the whole house just ran on fear. That, you know, there was no, like I said, I couldn't like joke with my parents and laugh with them. And like, it wasn't the type of home where, y'all know, like the families that be on TikTok dancing together and stuff. I do like those videos when you got the mother and the father and like all the little kids and they're all doing the same little dance. My home was never like that, ever. I can't think of one moment in my childhood that was kind of had that feel. You know what I mean? Like the wholeness and the family unit. I can't remember ever feeling like that. Not once. Like, I don't know, like the closeness, you know, like there was none of that. It was all fear and demand, you know, it was fear and demand. They were very bossy, you know, like they were very demanding and bossy. I've said this before. The only time that my stepdad ever talked to me was when he was bitching at me about something that I had done, or he was bitching at me to go do something he needed me to do, aka iron his shirts, wash the dishes, clean the room. Like, you know, that's the only interaction me and my stepdad ever had together. We never had one conversation. I take that back. We had one conversation after my daughter was born, and I was going to get my tubes tied, and he said, "You'll regret that." So I didn't get my tubes tied. You know what I regret now? Not getting my tubes tied. I should have just done it. They was going to pay for it. And my dad comes in, and he's holding my new daughter, and they're about to take me back to do this, tie my tubes. And my dad said, "You might meet somebody. You might meet a guy." And I said, "Well, I'm not really looking, you know, to do that." Do I have another zit coming up? I do. Y'all, I got one there, one there, one there. Jesus, I got another one coming up. My dad said, "Don't tie your tubes. You'll regret it. You might meet a guy someday and he might want kids." The irony. I can't even meet a guy, much less a guy that wants kids. You know what I mean? I don't even know where to meet people anymore. I'm in the woods all the time. Y'all, look at how pretty this is again. I am in North Carolina, Carol. And it's absolutely gorgeous. It's been snowing. They built this boat launch place about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. You're supposed to be able to take your boat down there and launch it. I've never seen anybody use the boat launch, though. Yeah, it was, I don't know why I was thinking about that last night, but the home was ran on fear and chaos. And I always wish that my mother would divorce my stepfather, because I felt like we would be free. I felt like we would be able to laugh and play and joke. And, we were never allowed to do that. And it really sucks. Like, one of the few things I can remember that my dad used to do was he would do that weird thing that I do now where I change the words to songs. That's literally one of the few things I can even think about that he did in a playful manner. So I guess he had one funny thing he did for 20 years, and it was switch the words to different songs to make them funnier. So, it's kind of sad that I can't say, oh, we did go on a lot of trips. We did go on a lot of trips. It's sad that I can't say, oh my God, we had this great trip in Wilmington and it was so funny and da 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 da. I don't have any of those from my childhood. Not one. Not one. I don't have a funny story, a lighthearted, wholesome story. I don't have one story like that. And that really sucks. I mean, it's a surprise that I'm not a psychopath, if I'm being honest, because the way that I was raised in isolation with no social skills, not being taught anything, being raised in a highly abusive, toxic, fear home. Like it's a miracle that I'm not an actual psychopath or a narcissist. I don't know. Am I a narcissist? I think if you ask yourself if you're a narcissist, that means you're not a narcissist, because a narcissist would never question if they were a narcissist. Does that make sense? And I don't know if that's true. I mean, for all I know, I'm a full-blown psychopath. But I do think that if you question whether or not you're a psychopath, you're not a psychopath. But don't take my word for it. I'm not a DSM-5. Yeah, I don't have funny stories. You know how like parents will play horseplay with their children. For instance, I dated a guy and he had 2 children, and the dynamic of their family, being part of their family for almost 2 years, it was crazy to see the difference in dynamics in households. The way that he would play and joke with his kids was something that I had never seen a father do in my house. I had only seen fathers be disciplinaries towards me. You know what I mean? Like, that had been my experience with a father figure. So to see this man raising these 2 children with a complete different dynamic than I had ever experienced, it really opened my eyes up to how bad the abuse was when I was a child. I never had my parents pick and play and horseplay, and they weren't touchy-lovey, huggy people. They were very distant, cold, and angry all the time. Both of them. I mean, they were just angry fucking people. No wonder I'm so damn angry. I grew up in that damn house. Once again, it's a miracle I'm not a complete evil bastard. Like, because they were borderline Ed Geenan it, they were borderline Ed Geenan its parents, okay? They were right up there with, I think her name was Roberta Gein. Ed Gein, the man that killed all them people and turned their bodies into lampshades and nipple belts. Remember nipple belts? I mean, it's truly a miracle that I didn't end up like him. And I'm grateful that my kids are in a safe place. They're both in Christian homes with people that are financially and mentally stable. My son, that's a whole different story. My son, I had to sign over when I went to prison in 2009. And honestly, that was by far the best decision, because I did not know how to raise a child. I didn't even know how to raise myself at that point. I don't remember, I don't remember a good portion of that time in my life. I don't remember it. It's missing holes. Half of my pregnancy is just holes missing. That was a very traumatic time in my life. And, that's when I was being held hostage, essentially, by my abuser. And I also was with the father of my son, who I loved tremendously. He was like the love, And so I was in an abusive situation, getting sexually abused by this man, wanting to be with the love of my life. And y'all, I was still psychologically probably 15 years old. I had no clue what I was doing, and I had no one to help me, guide me, or tell me how to live my life. Like, I literally had no one to help me. It's really sad when I think about it, because there was plenty of people around me that could have guided me in the right direction, or simply told me how to be a parent. I know that that's not like something you can just like write down and leave it on a Post-it note on somebody's fridge. It's not like, but you can guide people in certain ways. You can say, hey, Brooke, you need to get a house if you're going to have a baby. Hey, Brooke, you might want to, leave that abuser for good if you're going to have a baby. Hey, Brooke, you're going to need formula and diapers and da-da-da-da. Nobody was there for me. Nobody, at this point, my mother was dead, and nobody was there for me. And all of the people that were supposed to be there for me, that's supposed to be my family and friends, they actually turned their back on me and gave me the tools that I needed to fail. And when I got sentenced to prison in 2009, I made the decision to allow my son, I begged my son's grandmother to take him, because I did not want him getting lost in the foster care system like I did. So she graciously took him and has taken care of him, very good care of him for his life. And I'm grateful for that. So grateful. I'm very grateful that both of my children are in a safe home, that are stable. And clearly both are very happy. I'm not saying that not being with me doesn't cause them problems. I'm sure that it has, and it will continue to. But we can't go back. I can't go back and change anything. I can't go back and be born rich. I can't go back and be born, financially stable with, I can't go back and be born with a bachelor's in fucking early childhood development to know what I'm supposed to do as a mother. I can't go back and change anything. But what I can do is ensure that they are safe and in a home that has the same belief system that I have. And I'm grateful for that. Super grateful for that. And honestly, I would love to see my children, but I don't know if that would be good for them. You know what I mean? And so, if I'm just being honest, I've made zero effort to try to do so, because I feel like they're better off not having disruption to their daily lives. Like, it would be better for them not to have disruption. That's all I'm saying. Bringing me into their lives at this point might be detrimental to them more than beneficial, especially my son at his age, because he's a teenager. I just don't know if that would be a good idea, if it would be good for them, to see me, because I'm not financially stable and I'm not in the best spot in my life. But I just want to be honest that I have not tried to contact them. Number one, my daughter, I don't know if I'm allowed to contact her. Number two, I'm pretty sure that her foster family does not want her to have contact with me. So, it's one of those things where I'm just going to have to wait and hope that I get my shit together eventually one day. And that when if she does come and find me, there's something good for her to find. I can't change yesterday. I can't go back to the past. All I can focus on is who I am today, who I'm going to be tomorrow, so that if they do come looking for me, there's somebody good for them to find. I wish that I could say that their fathers were in the picture. My son has his father in the picture, thank God. But my daughter does not. Her father, he beat the hell out of me and went to prison for that. He got hit with a habitual sentence, which is like 13 years in prison, but he ended up doing I think 7 years, something like that. Within 2 months of getting out of prison, he was stopped on Highway 87 and busted with methamphetamines. So you would think after doing almost a decade in prison, the last thing that would be on your mind would be drugs when you get out of prison. But what do I know? I mean, it's a damn shame, because this is his family. So he should be able to see our daughter. But instead, he's out here looking for crystal meth out on Highway 87 in Graham, North Carolina. It makes me sick. People have opportunities that I don't have, and then they shit on them. The people that adopted my daughter was her biological father's cousins. So it was a man and a woman who was a preacher and his wife. And I think she's a school teacher, but I could be wrong. Anyways, this was the father's family. The father's family. And I read somewhere in a document that they have, since he was arrested for methamphetamines, they have banned him from having any contact with my daughter. So I can see them making the right moves, and I'm glad that they're doing that, because they're making the right moves. When I read that in a court document. I read that my daughter's foster family had banned her biological father from visiting with her. And thank God, I already didn't want her around him. He's not right in the head. He is a sexual pervert, and it concerns me. When we were dating, he would get missing for hours, and I'm like, where is this boy at? And I would find him in the bathroom. He masturbated 3, 4, 5 hours a day. I wish that I was joking. I wish I was joking. This boy has a sexual perversion that I had no clue about before I started dating him. First of all, it was a dumbass relationship that I should have never been in. I had gotten out of prison. Me and my girlfriend, Amanda. Love you, Mandy. We were living together in a house, and we met on the internet. It was so stupid. I met him on some dating site. It went really fast. It snowballed, and then the snowball exploded, caught on fire, and the next thing I know, I'm getting my ass beat going down the highway while I'm pregnant, and he's drunk, and it was crazy. I look back on times like that, and my self-esteem was so low. It makes me sad for young Brooke. It makes me sad for 25-year-old dumb Brooke, because me being a grown woman now, almost 40 years old, I would never even talk to him. But I was so desperate back then. Just desperate, honey. Desperate. Zero standards. Zero self-respect. Treat me any old way. It doesn't matter as long as you just stay, I look back and I'm just like, I was so stupid. So stupid. And I wasn't perfect. You know, we did a lot of drinking, too much drinking. You know, he's a severe alcoholic. When I mean severe, I mean severe. He can have one sip of alcohol, and the next thing you know, it's 3 days later, he's done totaled his car, he's in jail, and he killed somebody. It is that severe. He has a sip of alcohol, and it's like a switch goes off, and he becomes this just demonic fucking evil ass person. At the, one sip, and it's the flick of a switch, honey. I don't know if y'all ever met any real alcoholics like that, but like, and it's not necessarily somebody that's suffering in alcoholism. It's somebody that simply drinks alcohol and they have a flip, okay? They go from being the sweetest, kindest, most giving person that you ever met to the biggest psychopath, murderous, crazy person. And all they did was drink a beer. They drank a beer. Their eyes glaze over. Their soul leaves. I mean, he turned demonic. When I say his eyes changed, he would, it's almost like his soul had left his body. I wasn't perfect. We weren't perfect. It was a surface level relationship. He cheated on me. I don't think I ever dated somebody that didn't cheat on me. I dated that one guy that had kids. He didn't cheat on me, to my knowledge. But he was also probably one of the normalest people that I ever dated, too. But yeah, it was a volatile, crazy relationship. Absolutely crazy. I don't know what we were arguing about that night, but we were going down the highway. I was in my Nissan Altima, and he had a bottle of liquor. I'll never forget. I didn't even know he had been drinking. He wanted me to come pick him up. I picked him up. We started arguing on the highway. And all I remember is getting hit in the face like 4 or 5 fucking times. He's in the passenger seat. I'm driving. And all of a sudden, I just feel wham, 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 wham. Like he's like two-piecing me in the face as I'm driving down the road. And he might have hit me more than that. I don't remember. I just remember getting hit like a grown-ass motherfucking man. Okay? He hit me so hard, my head spun. I remember locking the brakes up, like literally locking them up, okay? Pulling off the side of the highway. We're arguing. I remember calling the law. I remember the cops getting there. Oh, he wouldn't get out of my car. He wouldn't get out of my car. At this point, I still don't realize he's drunk. Like, that's the difference between maturity and not mature. Like now I'd be able to recognize that he was drunk. Back then I was so young, I didn't even pick up on the signs that he was drunk. It was only when the cops got there, he wouldn't get out of my car. So I had actually got out the car and started walking down the highway to try to get away from him. The cop pulls up, picks me up. I explain the situation to the cop. No, I do not regret calling the cops on him. Not at all. I would later find out that he had multiple other assaults on females that I had no clue about, that he lied about. So anyways, the cop pulls him out of my car. I'll never forget this. And the cop goes to search him. And the cop lifts up his shirt. And when he did, he had a bottle of liquor pushed down in his pants. My injuries were so bad, I didn't even need to show up for court. They took pictures, they took my statement, and they locked his ass up. He literally almost knocked my teeth down my throat. My eyes were black, my nose was bloodied. It was pretty bad, you know. And once again, I was driving, so we could have died, you know. I don't remember what antagonized him to the point he felt like he had to lay hands on me, but it wasn't the first time, and nor would it be the last time. It's just who he is, you know. And some people, they go through life behaving like that, and they never change. And unfortunately, I would like to say that I hope that he changed, but it looks like he's doing the same shit that he was doing prior to me having my daughter. And it's unfortunate. And you know, he has multiple children too that he doesn't have contact with, that he's not allowed to see. So it's unfortunate that that life plays out like it does. If I'm just being honest, I was too young to be having children. I was too dumb to be having children. I'm not saying that I regret my children by nothing of the such, but what I am saying is that I was too young and too dumb to be having children. I was still a child myself, birthing children. Even when I had my daughter, I think I was 28, 25. Brooke, I think I was 25 or 26. I don't remember. Even then, looking back now, I was still too young to be having children. Even at 26, 27, I don't care if I was 28, I was still too young to be having children. And, you know, kids are not really like on my to-do list anymore because I've already got two, and I obviously couldn't even take care of them financially. Kids are not on my agenda anymore. So I regret not getting my tubes tied. I should have got my tubes tied. That's literally one of the few conversations I ever had with my dad, and now I regret listening to him. You know, it's crazy because one of the last times I saw him, my dad, we went to a Mexican restaurant to get some food. And, you know, all I'd wanted to hear most of my life is that my parents were proud of me. And I never heard that until that day. And he told me, he's like, I'm so proud of you, da-da-da-da-da-da. You know, and I really thought that I would get some kind of good feeling on the inside hearing him say, I'm proud of you. But actually, I didn't get any fuzzy feeling. I didn't feel anything. I questioned why I was even there eating with him. You know, some people might say, why would you go eat with a man that molested you? Well, when it's the only living fucking family you got, sometimes you make poor choices. That's how codependent, toxic relationships work. That's what codependency is. Not being able to pull yourself out of a horrible, toxic fucking situation. You know, I think I was 16 when he came into my bedroom to molest me. And, you know, I didn't tell anybody. I actually ran away from home. And I stayed gone for almost a year before the cops found me. But when the cops found me and brought me back, I told my mother. I told her that my dad had molested me, you know, and she stayed with him. And I don't fault her for that. I don't fault her for that. What I do fault her for is the gaslighting. You know, my mother would say, maybe it didn't happen like you think it happened, or maybe you were dreaming, or maybe, you know, maybe you're just tripping, maybe you made it up in your head. You know, it's pretty fucked up to have your daughter tell you that your husband molested her, and then you sit there and say, maybe she made it up. Maybe it was a dream. Maybe it was a figment, what do they call it? A figment of your imagination. Like, I think about that now, and I really just think that my mom had been with this man for almost 20 years, and she did not want to think any more poorly of him than she already did. And she was also dying with cancer. So, she needed him. She needed him at the time. And he stayed with her until she died. You know, I don't fault her for that. But I do fault her for gaslighting me. Trying to make it seem like something else went down. You know, and he didn't do anything. He just came in there and he touched on my butt and my vagina. And then he like grabbed my hand and put it on his dick. And I'm just like, I remember laying there, keeping my eyes closed, trying to pretend like I was asleep. And I feel like I remember jerking my hand back. And that's when he got up and walked out. You know, and then, you know, he also had diabetes. So then he was trying to say that he could have had a diabetic coma moment. What the fuck? You know how far you got to go from point A to point B to get to my damn bedroom? It's all the way down the damn room. Like, all the way down the hallway. Like, you couldn't even get my mama's room mixed up with my room. It would be impossible. It's on two separate ends of the house. And, like, you know, my family just kind of gaslit me. during this moment when I told them about my stepfather molesting me, and it was not right. You never re-victimize a victim. And that's absolutely what they did. They tried to make it seem like I was crazy, like I didn't know what was going on, or I was dreaming, or it was just is it figment or pigment? Is it pigment or figment of your imagination? I'm an idiot. Figment, pigment, pigment, pigment of your imagination. I wish I could get the sticker off. You know, something that I've been over in my head 1,000 times is why. Why would you wait 16 years to raise me to start molesting me? Especially when you know that my biological father had already done that to me and he had served prison time for it. Then you witness me having all of these behavioral problems, on all of these medications, going from group home to foster home to foster home to group home. And then when I'm 16, you decide to turn on me? Like, I've been over this so many times in my head, it doesn't even make sense why he would wait 16 years to start molesting me. Was, you know, and another thing I was looking at, that's the age of consent. So, you know, I don't know. I can't make sense of why he waited 16 years to start molesting me, but he absolutely did. And even after this, I was so desperate to have any kind of family connection. Even after my mother's death, somehow I reconnected with my dad, you know, because it's the only dad I've ever had. And I forgave him. I forgave him for molesting me. I forgave him for lying about it. I forgave him for everything. And I allowed him back into my life because I had a daughter this time. I just had my daughter. And I wanted family, you know, I wanted to have somebody at the hospital with me. That's another thing. I gave birth by my fucking self. That was literally one of the most devastating things that I've ever been through, is that night in the hospital by myself with a newborn baby, not knowing what's going to happen. Like, it was so fucking terrifying. At the last minute, one of my aunts showed up to watch me give birth. At the last minute, like literally, like I'm pushing and she pops in and she's like, I'm here. And that meant so much to me at the time because I literally had been giving birth by myself, you know, and it meant so much to have her there with me. I went through my pregnancy alone. And actually, that's not true. I had my mama. My mama was still alive when I was pregnant. And God, she was so happy to see my daughter born. She loved my daughter and she watched my daughter all the time. She loved to spend time with my daughter. And I'm glad that my mama got that before she passed away, you know. I got the sticker off finally. I've been trying to get that off for months. Cannot believe I burnt that. Yeah, Mama was one of the sweetest, most giving, caring people ever. And she spent so much time with my daughter. She wanted to watch my daughter all the time. And, you know, I really wanted her to have that time with my daughter, you know. And so I'm grateful that they got that time together. But going back to my father, when I gave birth at the hospital, I decided to call him for emotional support because my aunt had showed up when I was pushing, and it was literally like, she gets there and I pushed 2 times and my daughter was born. And so my aunt stayed for like an hour or two, spent time with me and the baby, and then she was gone. And that night, I'll never forget that night, I was so depressed. It was literally one of the saddest moments. Like, I don't know, it was probably postpartum, but I remember the despair and hopelessness that I felt after giving birth. And it had nothing to do with the child. It had nothing to do with my daughter. It had to do with the future and financial security and stability and, you know, it just the unknown and how am I going to do this by myself with no help and no family and no financial resources. And, you know, it was a really hard night. But I remember I called my dad and asked him to come visit me at the hospital, and he came up there, and that's when he talked me out of tying my tubes. But even after everything, I still forgave him and accepted him back into my life. And it was only when his girlfriend, who he's been with, he was probably seeing her before my mother died, if I'm being honest, because he cheated on my mother several times. One for sure with her best friend, and then this other lady that he's still with currently. And honestly, I don't know if he's even alive. I don't know. It's been 10 years, so I don't even know if the man's alive. What done it was, I got a phone call. Hold on, let me think. My brother had a deployment. He came back from his deployment. I had my daughter, and I hadn't seen my brother in years. So my brother wanted to meet up at my dad's house with his new girlfriend and my daughter so we could have dinner together. So we had dinner. I don't remember why I got a phone call, but I got a phone call from my dad's girlfriend, Amy. And she said, she accused me of trying to sleep with my dad, y'all. I cannot make this shit up. Listen to what I'm telling you. I get a phone call from this crazy bitch that was probably cheating with my dad when my mother was still alive and dying. I get a call from this bitch, and she's accusing me of sleeping with my dad. It upset me so bad, I didn't even know what to do. I immediately got off the phone with her. I told her she was crazy and a sicko. And I hung up and I called my dad. And I said, hey, Amy's over here talking crazy, saying that I'm trying to sleep with you and blah, 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 blah. You know, this son of a bitch, he says, quote, well, you know, sometimes I do think about it. I think about you and me like being together. I haven't spoke to him since. The moment he admitted that he had fantasies about sleeping with me, I knew that I was not tripping, that he molested me. I knew it without a doubt. Like, I already knew it before he said that shit, but after he said that, it was a wrap. It was like, whoa, this is sick. This is weird. Let me tell you something, though. Psychologically speaking, they've proven that perverts like that, they get obsessed with generation after generation. I was talking about sexual perverts. Let's say like a sex offender. Let's say your neighbor was obsessed with you when you were a little girl. When you have a little girl, he's going to be obsessed with that little girl because he was obsessed with you. It intensifies with each generation. So, like, if you got a father that molested you and then you have children, you already know that that obsession is going to be passed down to your children. The obsession, the sexual perversion he had over you will now be passed down to your children. It's absolutely sick, but it is a psychological thing that actually happens a lot, and it's disturbing. So I can't help but notice how much I look and would remind my dad of my mother. And then biologically speaking, he's not biologically my father. So is he wrong? I think so. Absolutely. You're the only father I've knew for my whole fucking life. You're disgusting to even have thoughts like that, first of all. But second of all, it absolutely, in my mind, gives some kind of explanation as to why he never was a father to me, why he didn't horseplay, why he didn't joke, why he didn't hug me, why he didn't touch me, why he wasn't affectionate and normal like a normal father, you know? It actually, him saying that to me, that he thought about having sex with me, it just kind of confirmed and validated that I had made the right decision by cutting him out of my life when I was 16. You know, there's definitely a reason that God has put this many perverted people in my path. The more I talk about these things, the more I realize how unnatural they are. I mean, literally every 1 to 2 years of my childhood, I was getting sexually molested by a new person. You know, it's a miracle that I didn't come out a perpetrator myself. It's a miracle that I'm not a child abuser. It's a miracle that I'm not a sex offender. It's a miracle that I'm not evil. It really is, because once again, all the cards have been stacked against me my entire life. It's important to analyze this stuff, you know. It helps you heal from it. If you've gone through trauma, or you've had a rough upbringing, or if you've been through anything that was traumatic and you're not processing it, you'll never be able to get over it. You have to process it. And, you know, these things, Jordan says you need to wait 18 months after a traumatic event to process it. Sometimes I get ahead of myself. I start processing stuff that I don't need to be working on yet. I'm still, you know, for the past few months, I've been kind of grieving over my mother's death. You know, when she passed away, I was a child. I was also doing drugs. I was also under the rule and thumb of a sexual predator. So I don't think that I really grasped how it would affect my life, you know, not having her. I don't think I ever processed it when I was young. I think that I just lived through it and dealt with it. And it's good to be able to be on autopilot like that, to be able to just live through things. But it's important to go back and process it, to heal from it, to deal with it, to grieve. It's important to grieve in general. You know, it's important. There's a lot of stuff I need to process, a lot. But I have to do one thing at a time, and I have to be patient with myself. Stephanie told me the other day, I had a therapy appointment. She told me, she's like, you know, she's like, back in October, I thought you were going to go in the complete opposite direction. And she's like, it's 3 months later, and you've completely did a 360 in a different direction. She's like, she said back in October, you know, I was burning both ends of the candle, and she really thought that something was going to happen to me. It's like, girl, I thought something was going to happen to me. What are you talking about? Like, every day was absolutely crazy last year, you know, just trying to survive, dealing with bouts of mania from financial insecurities. You know, when you start running out of money for food, you start to fucking panic, you know, and I understand that a lot of people can't conceptualize what that feels like, but that's why I talk about these things and kind of broadcast all of my downfalls, because I don't want to be fucking unstable out here ready to snap and kill somebody. That's not who I am. That's not how I want to behave. But when you haven't eaten and you're getting bullied and stalked and you're going through all of these hard things that is absolutely impacting your mental health, it's hard to stay focused on the task at hand and stay focused on just surviving for today. I will say that things seem to have gotten a little better because of a little bit of financial stability, you know? And thank you so much to the people that have helped me, you know? Thank you so much. It's really crazy how a little bit of financial security, just a little bit, you know, a few extra couple $100s a month, how life-changing that's been for me. Being able to feed myself, being able to pay for my truck tags, to pay for my headlight, to be able to, you know, pay for gas. And I'm actually surprised I'm not running the truck right now, because it is cold, but it gets warm in here in comparison to out there with the sun. You know, things have gotten better financially because I've been able to afford what I need when I needed it. Things have gotten better mentally because financially I've been able to afford what I need when I need it, you know? It turns me insane when I have to worry about how I'm going to get gas and food, you know? I will absolutely go insane. You know, there's been times where I've debated whether or not I was going to have to steal. I've never stolen my life. You know, to have to risk stealing food to feed yourself and risk going to jail, it's just crazy to think that I was even in that spot, but I absolutely have been more than once. And I'm so grateful to the people that have sent me money and sent me donations, because you guys don't even realize how much it's helped me mentally. Physically, you can see that I've gained some weight. Like, I'm eating now, you know. There's times where I have money for food, but I'm so stressed out that I can't even eat. And, you know, when I first moved into my car in 2023, I moved to Florida. Things were going good. I was on a weight loss program. I wanted to lose some weight because I was, you know, I'd gotten down to like 180, but I still wanted to lose like 30, 40 pounds. So when I moved to Florida, I made an honest effort to change my diet. I started exercising, and I made an honest effort at the weight loss. But then there came a point halfway through 2023 where the money was just not there. And I was struggling financially. I was struggling to pay this truck payment. I was living out of this car. My AC broke in the Florida heat. I was about to die. That up my work schedule because it would be so hot I couldn't sleep. So it was a really hard time. And on into 2024, that's when the real financial problems started, because I'd been looking for work so much that I'd went through all of my savings in gas, going from interview to interview, that I literally become completely indigent looking for work. I spent 20, 30, 40 grand looking for work in 18 months. So, you know, to spend that kind of money going from state to job interview, only to be let down and not get a job, it's devastating. And then I'm completely indigent. I can't even afford food. And then it wasn't a game anymore. Then I wasn't trying to lose weight. The weight just started falling off of me because I wasn't eating, because I was under tremendous amounts of stress trying to figure out how I was going to pay my truck payment, how I'm going to pay my insurance, how am I going to get gas, how am I going to get food, you know? And there were times where I would go without eating just to pay a bill. And I still will if I need to, you know? I started trying to lose weight because I was unhealthy. But then that snowballs into accidental anorexia. I gotta get something to get my finger down in here. I don't want to damn. There we go. My lips are so chapped. This weather. Hello, hello. I hope you're well. Just ignore people, Maria. I just have to ignore them. People don't understand. There's been a job shortage for 2 years now, and actually longer than that. I have friends that have master's degrees and they can't find work. You know, because everything is on the internet nowadays, it's a lot harder to find work, in my opinion. I'm used to being able to walk in somewhere, ask for work, and being hired on the spot. The majority of my jobs that I've gotten throughout my life, I simply walked in and said, "Hey, are you hiring?" And they're like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Okay, I'll fill out an app." They're like, "Don't even worry about it. Just be back tomorrow at 8 a.m. Where are those jobs? I miss those days. I miss those days. It really sucks. I did several interviews this week. Never even heard anything back. There was one company called Unify. They're a textile manufacturing company. They're supposed to pay pretty well, almost $20 an hour. And I ain't heard shit back from them. Everybody in this town said, they'll hire you, they'll hire you, they'll hire you. I've been hearing for 20 years that they would hire me. Put in an application, ain't heard shit back. Oh, thank you, Kevin. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for being a channel member. I appreciate that. Oh, thank y'all. Yeah, that ain't even the half of it. That's life, though. But I truly believe that God put me through, and it's not God, human nature. We got free will. That's the point of us being here, is free will, to have the option to be good or bad. That's not God that put me in that position. That's weak men, that molested me. That's perverted men. That's, unfortunately, the bad parts of human nature that did that to me. That's not God putting me through that. I need to stop saying that. But God, he didn't put me through it, but he allowed me to go through it, in a sense. And in my opinion, there's a reason that I went through all of that. I don't know exactly what. I mean, in my opinion, it's insight. It's intuition. I can read people better than I can read a book. And some people might be like, oh, well, that's profiling. Absolutely. I sure do. It's a safety mechanism. Profiling an individual is a safety mechanism. It's how I stay safe. And so I'm good at it. And it usually, when people have that deep intuition like I have, where they're able to read a situation, a room, and people, when they can step in a room full of people and assess the situation, and they can tell you how each person feels in the room. When you have somebody that has the capacity to do that, it usually stems from early childhood abuse. We see this a lot with people who grew up in toxic environments where they had to read a room as a child. We see this a lot with children who had maybe alcoholic or drug parents, parents that did drugs. Children become attuned to tuning in to how their parent feels quick. Quick. They can read a room, and it's to avoid conflict. My hair looks so gross. I can see it, like, it starts looking all ratty. It needs to be washed. I'll wash it tomorrow. But kids that go through trauma, that grow up in high stress environments like I did, we become very intuitive, and our intuition is very strong because we grew up having to read the room with our families. So, maybe that was the gift. Maybe my torturous childhood was to prepare me, to make me equipped with intuition. I don't know. I don't know, but I do know that no child deserves to grow up in a home where they're raised on fear. That's what I remember, is just fear. I was trying to think last night. I was laying in bed and I was thinking about a lot of this stuff, and I was trying to think of happy moments, like just anything happy. The only thing that I could really think of was when I graduated from high school. My parents came to Samarkand Youth Development Center, and I remember my mom getting me this cute outfit for my graduation, and I remember how happy of a time it was. I remember my mom crying because I graduated, but it was in a juvenile jail, so when I think about my childhood and the happy memories, the few that I have are in juvenile facilities, group homes, foster homes. Very few. It was just a lot of fear. That's what I remember the most, is a lot of fear, a lot of yelling, cussing, things being broke, things being thrown. And I remember not being able to have like an opinion about anything. I wasn't allowed to have an opinion. It was the type of home where you were expected to shut up and sit down. You weren't allowed to be a normal kid and play and laugh and joke with your brothers and sisters. It wasn't like that. It was very on edge all the time. It felt like everybody was walking on eggshells, trying not to piss off the dad, trying not to piss off my father, and like I said, if my parents would have gotten a divorce, I think that things would have been a lot different. I think that me and my mother would have been a lot closer. My dad actually came between me and my mother quite a bit. And then, my mother and me were never close. We actually bumped heads all the time, every day. We never agreed on anything, which is really sad because I love my mom and I always will. And I wish that we would have had a better relationship. But like I said, I really feel like the first 2 years of my life, I was probably ignored. There's a name for this. It's called maternal deprivation. And essentially, I think I'm saying that right. I could be wrong. Essentially, it's where a child is an infant and they need human connection. They need to touch and love on their parent. They need their parent to touch and love on them. However, when a child is denied this touch, love, and affection, and they're ignored, they end up having severe mental and behavioral problems. For those that don't know, I had severe behavioral problems in school. I spent a lot of my time in elementary school actually being physically restrained and drugged, depending on the facility or school that I was in. There were some schools that I went to, they could actually drug you. So, if you got out of hand and they were tired of restraining you, they could administer medication that would make you sleepy and knock you out. Really crazy times thinking back on shit like that. Just imagine nowadays if your kid come home and told you that their teacher had strapped them to a gurney and dosed them with some damn trank, like whole different ball game back in the 90s, babe. Whole different ball game. Those medications absolutely messed with me as a child. Why was I talking about that, though? Those medications are part of the reason I don't remember my childhood. It might be a good thing that I don't remember half of it, because what I do remember is not healthy. So, I was talking about my mom relationship and my relationship. My mom was a little bit of a hypocrite. She held all of these secrets from the rest of the family, and she'd have a pep talk with us before we went into my grandma's house or my mama's house. Me and my brothers would be in the back seat, and my mom would turn around and say, "Don't talk about this. Don't talk about that. Don't you tell your mama all about this. Don't tell your mama all about that." She was a very secretive person when it came to the rest of the family knowing what was going on in our home. I now recognize that she was covering up the abuse. She didn't want it getting out what was going on in our home. And I understand that, but it caused me and my mom to have a lot of problems because I'm the complete opposite. If there's a problem, I want to discuss it and fix it, You remember getting paddled in school. Yeah, the school that would trank me was an alternative school. So I guess because they were alternative school, they could restrain you and put drugs in you. There's also mental hospitals that would do that. UNC Chapel Hill and Buckner. I'm a 6-year-old, 7-year-old child who's getting sexually molested by her biological father in one home. And then the other home, I'm getting physically beat, and mentally, verbally abused. So in one home, I'm getting sexually molested. And then in the other home, I'm getting physically, verbally, mentally abused. And, they take me to a hospital, a mental hospital. And they start administering all of these drugs in a small child. I do believe the first time I went and stayed at UNC Chapel Hill, I was probably 6 or 7. That's really when it started, And the whole foster care, group home, DSS situation when I was a child, it started when I was probably 6 or 7. I was taken from my parents. I was placed in a mental institution. They put me on drugs. They would strap you to a bed. They'd put you in a straitjacket. When I say a mental institution, I mean a mental institution. How scary for a child who's getting abused from every fucking angle, from school to both of her parental homes. She gets shoved into a mental ward where they're abusing her some more, pumping her full of drugs. I mean, I look back on my childhood and I don't know what anyone was thinking. Anyone. Social workers, teachers, my parents. I don't understand it. I don't understand why anybody thought what they were doing to me was a good damn idea. And I don't know, when all of this was going on, it was all going on because I had behavioral problems at school. So I was getting molested in one home, beaten in a different home, and then I would go to school and I would show out. I'd fight. I'd disrespect the teacher. I'd be loud in class. I wouldn't shut up. That's a problem. And then I would get in trouble at school for my bad behavior there, and then I would go home and get beat there for being bad at school. And what it was that my biological father was an alcoholic and he was sexually molesting me, and I was having behavioral issues because of this. I was acting out sexually. I was acting out physically. I was abusive to anyone and everyone around me. I don't know how you see a child like that and you think, oh, let's beat her some more. Not once did anyone ever set me down and say, Brooke, is somebody messing with you? Is somebody molesting you? Not once. I'm just here to tell you that if I was to witness a child behaving the way that I was behaving at that age, I would absolutely be able to identify abuse. And so I don't understand how my parents, how educators who are educated, who have degrees, how social workers who have degrees, how they did not recognize the signs of sexual abuse. Instead, they throw me in foster care and mental wards, hoping that this is going to help me. It was when I was 9 years old, I told my grandmother, my mother's mother, I told my grandmother Mildred, I said, Dad's messing with me. And my grandmother immediately believed me. She called my mother, who was at work at the time. My mother worked at LabCorp. And my mother got off of work and came over there and called the law. They immediately opened an investigation because of the fact that he had taken us on vacation. He had took me and one of my siblings on vacation down to Wilmington, North Carolina. Because the sexual abuse happened there, they had to open up an investigation in New Hanover County. And so they did. The son of a bitch never denied it. And matter of fact, he actually apologized to me in open court, crying. He read a statement talking about how drugs and alcohol affected him. And here's the thing. Here's the crazy thing. I absolutely believe him. I do believe that alcohol was a contributing factor to the way that he treated me. Alcohol ruined my biological father's life. He lost everything. He had a successful painting company where he was making hundreds of thousands of dollars every year. He had a beautiful, beautiful A-frame, 2-story house with a damn spiral staircase. He had a beautiful school teacher as a brand new wife. He was expecting a new son, my brother Lee. He had other kids, me and my other brothers. This man literally had any and everything that one could want to feel successful and happy in life. And instead of embracing that and falling on his family, he fell on alcohol. And he ultimately would lose everything because of it. He lost my mother to start with, and his first 2 kids, me and my brother. He had to fight for 2 years to be able to regain custody of us in some manner. And we had weekend visits with him. But, he never put down the alcohol, and he would lie. He would say, oh, I'm going to quit drinking, and he might quit for a day or two. But, I told you guys that I woke up one night. He was making me a tree house. He had built this big, beautiful tree house from the ground up in the trees. And he was out there working on this tree house. And I woke up, and my mother, Donna, wasn't up, and my brothers were asleep. So I decided to go outside and find my dad. So this was during a period of time where he had told the whole family that he was back on the wagon. He wasn't going to drink anymore, blah, 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 blah. I go out to the barn, and he walks up to me, and I remember putting my arms up for him to pick me up. And I would have been 5, 6 at the time. And this happened before the sexual abuse started. And I do believe that he was probably molesting me the majority of my life. But from the first time I can remember, this happened before this. But anyways, he picks me up, and when he picked me up, the smell of alcohol hit me in the face. And even at 5, 6 years old, I remember thinking, oh, this is not good. This is bad. This is bad. I remember thinking this is bad. And I never told my mom that he was back drinking, because it wasn't long before he was out, back off the wagon, clearly. He never stopped drinking. He lost his painting business. He lost his second wife. I don't think he's able to even see any of his children because of the fact that he's on a sex offender registry now. And I'm here to tell you, I wholeheartedly believe that if he wouldn't have been an alcoholic, he would have never molested me. But I could be wrong. That might be me trying to make excuses for his perversion. I would like to think that the alcohol was a huge contributing factor to his behavior. But, a pervert is a pervert. So, it's really sad that God could gift you with all of these beautiful things and you ruin it. You absolutely ruin it. My mother loved him so much, and she did not want to divorce him. But by the time, he had done beat her half to death, half a dozen times, she had to leave. She had no choice. He was going to kill her or end up killing one of the kids. And, he took the whole car door off of a Chevy Camaro. And that was, essentially the straw that broke the camel's back. My mother filed for divorce and never looked back after that. I don't know what happened. They were arguing. They were fighting. They were in the driveway. All I know is the entire door came off of the Camaro. So I don't know what the hell he did. But it was scary enough for my mother to finally get the hell out of there. But hell, she would go on to meet another bastard that wasn't much better. So, y'all, I'm literally about to get out and pee in front of the truck. I've got to pee so bad and there's nowhere to go. Sorry, I'm not ignoring y'all. I'm just... Alabama. Hello, Brax Gray. Forgive me for cussing. God, I'm a potty mouth. Well, I'm a chatterbox, and I gotta get out and pee. I'm about to pee my pants, y'all. Where's my shoes? I need a shoe. Oh, I hope I don't go to jail. Listen, I already got one urinating in public charge on my damn record. That's just what I need, another one, right? I'm gonna just pop a squat right in front of the truck. There's neighbors and shit back there, but whatever. Give me a second, please. Burr, bitch, it's cold. It's cold here. There must be some ice in this atmosphere. I said, Burr, bitch, it's cold out there. There's ice in the atmosphere. Y'all, I was melting snow. I was melting snow. I was peeing on the snow. That's yellow snow. You don't want that snow, honey. You don't want that snow. Let's see if the law shows up, because I'm pretty sure that the neighbors could see me. But I ain't got no choice, bro. There ain't no damn bathroom out here, and I'll be damned if I'm pissing in the car. That's another thing. I tried to do the damn whole pee jug. Absolutely not. If you need to, quick pee, pee and then there's like a dumping station, go for it. But it's really hard to find somewhere to dump that. So unless there's a dumping station, I'm not doing that. Not to mention, it's gross. I just don't want stuff like that in my car. I've had to do a pee jug before, but I've never had to like use the bathroom in here. So I'm grateful for that. I do have a way to use the bathroom if I need to. I just choose not to. I try to stick to bathrooms and not drinking water after a certain time. And speaking of which, I need to go ahead and chug some because I usually stop drinking water around 5 or 6 so that I'm not up all night peeing. Well, the car is not much better, you guys, but what is all this? What is that? I need to clean this shit up. That can go in the trash. It's off the front of the truck. I ain't putting that shit back on there because then I can't get it back off. Okay, so that's all protein, PB Fit, sauces, sunglasses. Is that a toothbrush? And I need to eat those yogurts before they go bad. Ew, gross. How did that even get down there? Snack wraps, hair bows. Where'd the trash bag go? Let's chug one of these yogurts before they go bad. I don't even remember when we got those. That toothbrush is disgusting. Ew, stuff all over my hands. I hope this is still good. When did we get these? I feel like they were like 3-4 hours ago. If I get sick, fuck it. I try to drink a yogurt every day for women's health. But lately, it's been so damn expensive. How did I get all that nasty ass hair in there? It's disgusting. And hell, there's toothpaste all over the damn toothbrush. What the frick? Y'all, sometimes I be a little nasty. If I'm just being honest, it ain't my fault. It ain't my fault. I did that. I'm out of breath. Trash. I don't know about this. I guess I'll keep it in case I need it. Oh my God, the trash. Shit everywhere. Y'all, tell me why I ain't seen a tan in bed since I quit Planet Fitness. And I've actually been enjoying my pale skin. Like, I haven't seen myself pale. Why does this side do good and then this side does that? I usually like a nice tan, okay? I feel healthier. I'm part of the early 2000s. We lived in a tan in bed, okay? Jersey Shore, Gym Tan Laundry. I was part of that crew, you know. I'm almost 40, so the early 2000s, we was all tanning, honey. And I started tanning early. I think I was probably in damn middle school when Mama started letting me tan. She wouldn't let me go long, but she'd let me jump in there for like 5 or 6 minutes just to get like a little base tan on me, you know. That was one of the things that she would let me do. That and get my nails done. Sometimes she would let me get a manicure. Where's my vape? Oh, hell. Oh, hell. Oh, no. What the frick, man? Yeah, they wouldn't let me wear makeup, tank tops. I wasn't allowed to wear. They were very strict when it came to my femininity. You know what I mean? Like, they didn't want me to damn be wearing tank tops and short shorts. They'd never let me do that. Y'all, I really like those hash browns from the Dollar Tree. I really do. I think that they are worth $1. and they cook up really nice. They're the Hungry Jack. You got to add like some onions or green peppers. I personally like to put Spam, the light. Damn it, I was looking for this yesterday and I couldn't find it, and now here it is. I ended up getting me hamburger meat and making some hamburger last night. And I needed my taco shells and that taco seasoning, and I couldn't find neither one. I ended up just eating damn hamburger and avocado. I guess there's the worst things I could have ate, right? I need to probably eat this fruit. And these little cheeses, they do melt, but you have to get them hot. So I got these at the Dollar Tree. I like that they're prepackaged. They're probably not the best thing for you. But when it comes to making a quick breakfast with like these Hungry Jack hash browns and the cheese, it's good on there. I also like these cups of vegetables. They're kind of expensive, but being on the road like this, they really come in handy. And I usually have 3 or 4 different meats on me. I currently have pepperoni, which I do a lot with this. I can make pizza oodles and noodles, which is oodles and noodles, a little bit of pizza sauce, cheese, and pepperoni. It's delicious. I also have Spam. I can do lots of stuff with that. Sweet and spicy tuna. And then I also have oysters. So I always have, you know, believe it or not, these oysters are not bad for you. The tuna either. I always have some sort of meats. You know, I know it's processed, but, you know. Oh, I also have chicken that I've never tried. I started to say, how the hell am I going to open that? It's got a pop lid. Also got some fire roasted tomatoes. Y'all, I finally made that damn North African dish. It's called shamshika. Y'all, when I tell y'all that was one of the best damn breakfasts I've ever had in my life. It is crushed tomatoes, a little bit of tomato paste. You can put onions, green peppers, garlic, whatever you want. I put cumin and turmeric in mine. And then you poach eggs on top. You put the crushed tomato, the paste, whatever vegetables you want. You let it simmer. And then you take your eggs and you just put them on top of the tomatoes. And then you put a top on it and you let them poach in the tomato sauce. Oh my God. Oh my God. It was so good. So good. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. It was delicious. So I got applesauce, corn, green beans. I got a lot of like stuff to cook if I need to. And I was looking at this fruit. This fruit still looks good. We bought this, like 3-4 weeks ago. One thing I will say is oranges, they will last. Citrus fruit lasts so good in the car. I've also got grits and oatmeal. I bought this oatmeal, y'all. I thought it had bacon in it. How you gonna call it maple bacon and it don't even have bacon in it? Damn scam artists. Scammers. They're all damn scammers. Let's see what's in the other one. And I need to clean this so bad. Look at how disgusting this is. Look how gross. Bruh. I need to clean it. I know. Shush it. Shush it. Alright. I haven't really been to the grocery store. I need to go bad, but... Oh my God. What happened? I haven't opened it yet. It froze. You think I can still use that? I got that from the Dollar Tree for $1.25. It's supposed to be olive oil. When it freezes like that, don't it mean it's fake? I thought that I read somewhere if it freezes up and coagulates like that, that it's fake. I could be wrong. I'm probably wrong. I need to use some of this stuff if I'm being honest because, damn it. I still haven't tried those sardines with mustard. Where did my damn tortillas go, man? I had some damn tortillas and I don't know where the hell they're at. Something I also keep on me a lot of is seasoning packets because this one alone, you can make damn onion soup with the Lipton onion soup mix. All you need is some hot water, honey, and you can turn that into a damn nice soup. I do need to use that. It's going bad. So I have, my back is killing me sitting like that. Sorry. I'm like dying. So I keep taco seasoning. I'll keep I love these Grill Mates. The honey sriracha is delicious. My favorite is the mojito lime, but the Baja citrus is delicious. You know, and they're not that bad for you. They don't have sugar. They don't, you know, it's not high in sodium. I keep these and the Lipton onion soup mixes so I can, you know, and that Lipton onion soup mix, if I make like those hash browns, I would like open this and use like a fourth of the package and then fold it up and save it for later. That's what's in that sauce bag up there. I hope that I'm still able to eat this. Does anybody know if it's still good? Anybody know? It will solidify at colder temperature, but I can still eat it, right? Nothing's wrong with it, right? It'll be fine, I think. Also, little things that, this is what I'm talking about when I say that if anybody wants to open a company with me, I can't afford to open it, but if you open it, I'll run it. We'll have small items, half-size items, everything. I want everything, half-size items. I found olives. I also have pickles. There needs to be more options that have open, you know, easy to open lids, smaller packaging. I'm telling you, if somebody made a company where they sold full-size or half-size little items like this, I'm telling you, they'd make a killing for like people like me that live out of their cars and like van lifers. So this is oodle. Oh, I got peas too. So I got peas, green bean, corn, pickles, applesauce. I got quite a bit in here. I need to eat these down. 20% of your daily sugar. And how much? A half a cup. I also need to eat these refried beans. They've been in here for like 3 months. This stuff is really heavy and it like weighs everything down. I've also got rice. I like the rice cups. You know, these little cups, being able to find these food in these little cups, this comes in handy. And I'm here to tell you that if a company opened up and it was called for one or two or something, you know, like stuff for just one person or two people. Like, for instance, pizza sauce and pasta sauce. I can't find those in a smaller jar to save my life. I'm not going to buy pizza sauce or pasta sauce because I would be wasting 3/4 of the container. If they made a container of pasta sauce that was, you know, this size, it would be perfect. That's what I need. That's all I need for just me. You know? I just feel like it would be cool to have a company, and I'm going to go ahead and clean this since it's disgusting. It would be cool to have a company that has, you know, quarter size or half size merchandise, products that you need to eat. I'm going to go ahead and clean this since it's so disgusting. I'm just finding packaging from candy and shit everywhere. And here's something. What is that? Something. Some kind of food. I don't know, honey. I don't know. Ain't no telling. It's really nasty in here. And this has gone bad. Alright. Where's that Fabuloso? I'm just going down, put a bunch on there, and then wipe it down. I wonder if I'm ever going to get your package, Andrea. I wonder. Yeah, Kevin, you see what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to think of a better, like, description or, like, you know, better items. The pasta sauce is one that I want all the time. I want to make pasta all the time, but if I buy it, the noodles will be fine because, like, the noodles you can pick and choose how much you want and save them. The pasta sauce is not that way. You're either going to waste half of it or save half for later, but, you know, I can't save half for later because I don't have a fridge. Let me show you this before I get started cleaning because it's disgusting and I want you to see how much of a change. It's disgusting. It comes from sitting back here eating. This is where my feet be, so all the crumbs fall down here. It's a Chevrolet. And as you can see, I got lots of room in here. I got more than enough room. I mean, honestly, it's comfortable. I'm grateful. But God, when something breaks, is it expensive? I just replaced a headlight. It was $170 for the headlight and then an additional $150 for the work. Just for a headlight, I had to spend almost $400. It's just, you know, it's just that I bought this truck when I was financially stable, and then the economy has progressively just gotten worse and worse and worse and worse and worse until, you know, there's months where I can't afford the damn truck, you know, and I've done really good at staying on top of the bill. Up until last year, I almost lost my truck 2 or 3 times because of this economy and not being able to find work. I want to work. I just have to work in a stable environment where there's not toxic fucking bullshit going on. I can't work in a restaurant that's a fucking brothel. I don't know what people want from me, but I just want people to be normal. If I come into a restaurant and I'm trying to damn bartend, which is what I know how to do, I came there to bartend. I didn't come there to sleep with the damn owners to get ahead in life. You know what I mean? Like, I've been through so much this fucking year. So much. I never show myself enough grace either. And that's something else I'm going to work on this year, is taking my time processing all the shit that I've been through. I go through things and I don't even have time to process them because I have to just survive and go to the next thing, you know? What I went through at that restaurant with them folks trying to pimp me out, that shit was traumatic, okay? Absolutely traumatic. I went there to make them money, be active in my community, pay my bills. You know, I didn't go there to be a prostitute. If I was going to do that, I would have stayed in the strip clubs. But let's not forget that I left the strip clubs because they're all brothels now. So what do I look like working in a restaurant selling ass? So stupid. All I know is there's a lot of evil people in this world that will use their money and businesses to lure young girls into sleeping with them. My hair is like getting up my nose. I have to clean this like maybe once every few months. I usually do it at the car wash. I'll pull it out. I'll spray it down with the power washer. That's the best way to do it, but I ain't trying to drive the damn car wash today, okay? I'm just doing it manually, and it's fine. It looks a lot better already. I'm gonna let it dry. When I build something in here, it's going to be built to where I can put my feet all the way to the ground here. See, here where I'm standing, I can put my feet down here. But over here, there's a yellow compartment that my bed it supports my bed. So you can see my feet are down here. And actually, the seat goes up a lot farther, so I can actually have a lot more room. It looks a lot better. It's clean now. Usually this blanket, it's messed up. And it's getting on my nerves. It's not usually like that. I couldn't get it to act right. So I'm also going to wash these because these have dirty shit all over them. I can see it. God, y'all, I've got to get back in a gym because I can notice from where I haven't been doing my cardio that it's affecting my breathing. So these get all dusty and grody too. And I'm going to tell you what, these damn hefty containers, this shit supports my big old butt, y'all. I don't know how, but my ass, I sleep on top of these boxes. So, and no, I can't feel them under the mattress. Like, that's another thing. This was actually a perfect way to do this, what I did. It was actually quite brilliant. I have so much storage under the seats, or under the bed. I've got a full closet, a full kitchen. You know, this was actually smart how I did this for a first time setup. But when I build something in here, it's going to be super custom. Like, I want it to be comfortable and custom. I want it to be customized to be comfortable. You know what I mean? I'll be able to put my feet down right here. That'll actually help me tremendously. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it's very comfortable in here. Like, I have more than enough room. But I'm still living out of a car. So, you know. I mean, you know, here's the thing, though. I was thinking the other night, I was like, you know, one day, hopefully, I'll be able to damn sit down and tell my great-grandchildren how during the damn 24 recession I had to live out of a damn car, you know? Well, we went through a silent depression. It was more of a recession. And I had to live out of a car. At least it'll be an interesting story, right? My hair, y'all. I need a clip. It's literally like aggravating the hell out of me. It's like getting wrapped around my nose and my face and my eyes and my ears. Yeah, I'll be able to tell them one day. Whew, your girl lived out of a car, honey. I mean, it's pretty rare, to say the least, you know? It's rare. Here's that nail polish that I wanted to use. You like it? It's a mix between this one and this one. I really like this red. It just reminds me of, like, vampy. Don't it look vampy? Let's see what it looks like. Ooh, honey, that's pretty. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. I want to do that. God, it's so pretty. It's almost like a dark, it's almost like a ruple, like a red purple, a ruple. It's ruple, it's purple, ruple, it's ruple. So all of my nail polishes go over here in the door. Let's see if I can damn get to the door. I'm gonna put my book bag down there. Oh shit, I gotta unlock it. Y'all, look at my view. The sun's about to go down too. It's starting to look pretty. Nail polish. Damn it, I can't get the door open. Hold on. Okay. So this is my nail wall with all of my polishes. I actually love this. This is my favorite one. It's just like a beige, a boring beige. So those are all nail polishes. And then there's more beauty supplies down there. But let me see. Oh shit, it didn't shut. This is the hard part, is getting the damn doors to shut. I think that shut. Oh, my curtain. You know, I probably should order some curtain things, but, you know, honestly, I love this. It works. It works. Sometimes I have to use a card and tuck it in up here, but it works. And I also have these that I use for my back window covers, and they just snap in. And actually, in a few months, we're going to need to make some more because these are starting to get tattered. They're, like, tearing up, you see? I try not to mess with these. I rarely take these out, so they last a lot longer. These are for my front windows, and they get all messed up. I have to make new ones like every 3 to 6 months. This is for the front windshield. It works perfect. There's a guy at Advanced Auto that sold me that for like $5. And I will never forget you, sir. Thank you so much. I love you. I love you. I love you. I'm poor. And you gave me something for pretty much free. This thing is for a truck, like a transfer truck. So that thing was probably 40, 50 bucks. And he gave it to me for $5. I think it was $5. It might have been $7, but it was under $10, honey. He hooked your girl up. So my laundry detergent I always put back here under the seats. Oh. Dirty clothes I'm gonna push under the floor. Damn it. This is the only thing that I hate. I do hate that this bag is just all in the freaking way all the freaking time. I really do. I hate how big and lumpy it is. I want this. I'm gonna wear that right now. I hate how big and like lumpy it is. And let me show y'all something. Look at these. They're Zara. Won't they be cute on the beach? I think they'll fit me. I'm pretty sure they'll fit me now. They're like comfy beach pants. But wait, it gets better. This goes with it. Look how cute. You know how long I've had this in here? 3-4 months. I've been waiting for an opportunity to wear it, and I don't never go anywhere anymore, so sucks. I used to dress up every day. I do miss that part of my life, you know. I've got this separated because I'm waiting for a special occasion. And just, you know, I've got all this cute shit and I can never wear it. I just, number one, I have nowhere to go. Number two, I have nowhere to go, no one to go with. And number three, I ain't got the money to be out, you know. Even just going and getting a damn cheeseburger and a french fry nowadays will cost you $40. Like, so I never have anywhere to wear cute shit too because I can't afford to damn be out in these streets eating like that. Y'all know when I go and get food, I get it to go. I buy cheap. My nose is running. This weather, man. It's a beautiful morning. No, I think I'll go outside for a while. I don't know the damn words. I think it's something like that. Such a smile. Take me a heartburn pill. First of all, I can't even get in here, so we gotta clean this out too. All right. You see how that has a green light on it? Sometimes the light will go red, so I'll have to unplug it. That definitely means something's wrong. I'm about to clean that out, but I also need to, first of all, I need this. I need to soak that toothbrush that we found under my seat. It's disgusting. If it was at home, I'd throw it away, but I ain't got the money to damn keep throwing toothbrushes away. I'll dip it in some water and let it set for the next, like, few hours. Hell, it'll probably set till 2 days from now when I'm like, where's that damn toothbrush? Let it sit. I bet I brushed my teeth with it and had it in that cup holder, and I bet that I hit something and damn flipped it down into the seat. Something else I need to do. Did I just blow my nose on that? I don't know if that's what I used to blow my nose. I need to clean this. Look at how disgusting this is. And what is it? I don't know. Look at all that. Is that fucking mold? Like, I got a science experiment growing in my front seat, honey. Pretzels for the middle of the night. Put this back up. Where is those yellow... Y'all, tell me why my hair feels so much healthier when I only wash it like twice a week. And it even looks healthier. Look how much healthier. It's filthy. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. Why does it look so much better when it's dirty like that, though? It looks healthier. That's crazy, ain't it? That shit dirty as hell. The top, like, 3 inches are just gross. Coming out the roots. Oh. Put this up. I wish I knew where that other clip was. There was a smaller one. Have you seen it? It was like a small pink one like this. Oh, there it is. Thank you. So sweet. Finding my stuff for me. Okay, what was I doing? I was cleaning this, but I need those yellow container, the yellow. Oh, fuck it, I'll do these. This is a great deal. I cannot talk about the Dollar Tree enough. You get 160 wipes for $1.25. I'm washing my brush out. You get 160 for $1.25, and they smell phenomenal. They smell like, almost like a Windex, but it's almost like a mix between Windex and Lysol. I do not know what is all over this. For all I know, it's literally growing mold. So I want to clean it because I try to keep everything nice and neat in here. And that's another thing. If you stay on top of damn cleaning 3-4 days a week, it'll be fine. You won't stink. But if you if you don't do your laundry 2-3 days a week, and then, you know, you got food laying around in here, and it's gonna stink. You're gonna stink. You're gonna have more work living out of your car than you had living in a house. It's not an easy task to live out of your car. It's quite complex, and it can be difficult and challenging. I'm not trying to discourage anybody. I'm just being honest. I'm telling you what these fake van lifers won't tell you. They try to make this shit look all glamorous and shit, and y'all see my life. It ain't nothing glamorous about nothing. I mean, I'm glamorous, but I'm joking. Oh, God. All right, washing the cord. All right, so I got whatever the hell that was off of there. I'm going to get this. Ugh, jeez. God. I need a brush, like something to damn get down in these grooves. Let's groove tonight. Spread the spice of life. Let's die tonight. Shit. I'm dying. Let's groove tonight. Share the spice of life. That's all I remember. God. Little cracks be getting all dirty, you know. Cracks be dirty. Don't get that crack dirty, girl. I'm so happy. I jumped on the scale, and I've gained like 2 pounds. So we're getting there. We're getting there. I've been trying to gain weight for like a year now, but I haven't been able to because of stress and money. Money. I'm going to go ahead and down this last one. I drank these religiously for women's health. I started drinking yogurt when I got clean, and I haven't had any kind of women's issues in my downstairs area because of the live cultures in this. If you ever have a problem with, yeast infection or bacteria vaginosis or any kind of bacterial infection like that, if you drink yogurt every day, it'll actually prevent you from having those problems. I usually drink one a day, but I'm trying to get back in the habit of my diet. That's coming clean well. I gotta move you. I had to get the cup holder. Let's see. Yep. You know, I think another reason that Christmas and the holidays are hard on me is because I have to witness everybody out here spending time with their kids. It's really hard on me. I recognized that this year when I was in Jacksonville for Christmas, watching all of these people, you know, out with their kids doing all of these, you know, Christmas things, Christmas lights and hot cocoa and s'mores and stuff. And I realized that it really affects me because I want to be doing those things with my kids, but, you know, I've never had the opportunity, and it sucks. It sucks. It really does. And it makes it that much harder for me to get through the holidays when, you know, I'm thinking about them and wanting to be with them. I'm proud of myself for making it through the holiday, honestly, because it's stressful. It is, and it hurts. Like it's one of the saddest periods of the year, you know, wanting to be near family that is not alive anymore. It sucks. It sucks. I don't think that I ever would have imagined that my mother would die so young. I'm actually about to outlive her. She was how old was she? She was 38 when she passed away. So next year I'll be older than my mother. God, this is a mess, y'all. I needed to do this. Where's those damn wipes? Get all these little creases. That's freaking body glitter down in there that I can't get out. It's damn highlighter that I damn dropped in there and it won't come out. There's like glitter all down in there. I hate these cup holders. I can never get them clean. Oh, thank you. Is it Jor Willie? Is that how you say that? Jor? Jor. I like that name. It's different. I'm probably not saying it right. I'm sorry to any and everybody that I butchered your name. It's not you. It's me. I can barely speak English, honey. I can barely speak English. All right. Get you back in your placeholder. Maybe. Damn it. It's because it's charging. Now I don't want to set up. Oh, God. All right. You know what? It looks gross. Hold on a second. It's really hard to get down in these little things. There we go. Yeah, it's hard to clean down in there. I need some kind of scrub brush. Honestly, like, I need to scrub these damn cup holders. Because look, I can't get down in there. Listen, it ain't got to be perfect. Even though I'm a perfectionist. I really hate this cup holder situation. Like, it's always a pain in the ass to get down in here. I mean, look, it's just disgusting. I will say there's always going to be something to clean. I usually clean 2 to 3 days a week. And somehow it's back dirty again. I need to clean out this damn glove box. This shit's nasty as hell. What is that? Oh, wow, I'm missing a piece of leather. Lovely. All right. This is what I need to work on. Snacks. I got applesauce, pretzels, peanut butter, trail mix. Sorry, I'm breathing so hard. Creamer and Cheez-Its. All right, let's clean this up. Hey, I've been looking for that. Knives go in the corner. Is that my headphones? Yep, been looking for those too. All right. These brushes need to come out of here. I just washed those and they got honey on them, I think. I felt like one was sticky, but I might be wrong. Forks, spoons, knives. You know, if I ain't gonna drink that tea, I need to get rid of it. Hey, I need that. I literally, I've had that tea in here for almost a year. For some reason, every time I drink one, it gives me a headache and it makes me feel nauseous. So I don't know what's going on, but damn it. I might try that tea again in the morning. Try to drink a sip of it. If it makes me feel bad, I'm just going to throw it away. Because I don't know anybody to give it to. Oh, shit. Oh, second. Oh, God. Heartburn pill. Prescription strength. Damn, I ain't got no water. There's a toothbrush and some water, trying to get the toothpaste out of it. Alright. Listen, it's starting to get organized in here. I really need a vacuum, if I'm being honest, but it's fine. Alright. So we got some organization. Baby wipes. Sauces. And I might actually leave that down there. Okay. Where's the cord? I need another cord. Damn it. There it is. I need to plug up the fan because I use this as a light. You know, honestly, it's not the best made thing, but I think it was like 20 bucks at Walmart, 25. It's been a great fan. I've had it for about a year now. It works phenomenal. It's got multiple ways that you can charge it. It's got it's got like a timer on it. It's got a fan, a timer, and then a light. For 25 bucks, the way that y'all have seen it drop out on the ground. Y'all have seen me throw it by accident, and the damn thing still works. I mean, you know, for 25 bucks, a year worth of service, and a couple of accidents that should have broke him, and he's still kicking it. So I'm gonna give this like I'd give him a 7.5 out of 10 for $25. It came in hefty. Look at this. I need to clean this so much, but I can't get it up. I don't know what it is. Every time I scrub this seat, it just gets back dirty within a few damn days. I've tried and tried and tried to get this shit up. I don't know what else to use. I don't know. Alright. Always keep this upside down so nothing goes in it. Baby wipes. Alright, so the front seat is an official front seat. Oh. Damn dirt. Alright, one seat down. I wish I could get that shit out the seat. Anybody got any idea how I can clean that? What kind of cleaning supplies I can use? Hell, I might try to clean it with some Fabuloso right now. I'm just gonna put some Fabuloso on it and try to I'm out of breath. This is a workout. Like, literally a workout. Let's try some of these. And I said, hey, what a wonderful time today. Damn it, I can't remember the words to nothing. What song is that? It's a wonderful time today. Oh my God, I just poured this everywhere. Oh my God, y'all. Wasn't that Arthur? And I said, hey, what a wonderful time today. Laughed and learned to play. Dun 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 dun. Well, whatever was in the middle came off. It looks like peanut butter or a drink of some sort. Arthur, that's what it was. Thank you, Brandy. I knew that song. I just didn't know where it was from. It's been in my head all day. I don't know why. Ain't it crazy how shit just pops up in your brain and you don't even know where it comes from? You're like, where did that come from? Why am I singing? I got hoes calling a young Brookie's phone. It's the weirdest shit that pops in my head. So I scrubbed the hell out of it in the end. Damn. Look how good it looks after I scrubbed it. I can't get the phone out now. It looks great now until in the morning when I come back and it damn dries and it's still a damn mess. Y'all, the damn dirt be just everywhere. Do you hear me? It's never ending. Oh, shit. So it looks good now, but we'll see what it looks like in the morning. Every time I do it, it's back dirty within a few hours. Dawn, that might be a good idea, see? That might be a good idea. Some Dawn, wet. No, I want it dry. Dry Dawn. Some wet, warm Dawn with like a scrub brush. It's been like that since I had the cooler up here. Y'all remember when I had that damn cooler in here that we sold? It's been like that since the cooler. So it's probably the condensation from the bottom of it. I don't know why my bed is coming off the frame, but there we go. Oh, it's starting to look good in here now. Oh, honey, honey. Oh, sugar. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, honey, honey. Dun, 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 dun. You are my candy girl. And you got me wondering. Okay, so this is about as organized as it gets. This is about as organized as it gets. And it looks good. Look, this looks all clean now. Looks all clean. It's still a little dampened. That's all clean. It feels good to get it done, you know, like once you get in here and you get to working in it and working on it. Look at this bag of trash. I don't know where it comes from, dude. I swear to God, every time it just like multiplies. I wanted to make sure these didn't have honey on them. This one does. I feel the honey. Damn it. That's got honey. I gotta wash that somehow, somewhere out there. Beneath the deep blue sky. I'm just going to throw it in my makeup case until tomorrow. When I go to use it, see that it's dirty and wash it. Wash it good. I'm going to put this in my clean clothes, or am I going to wear this? I'm going to wear the other one. Oh. It's a wonderful time today. God, please give me another song. And I never want to dance again. Guilty feet have got no rhythm. Though it's easy to pretend, I know you're not a fool. Should've known better than to cheat a friend. Wasted a chance that I've been given. So I'm never gonna dance again the way I danced with you. Tonight the music seems so loud. I wish that we could lose this crowd, baby. It's better this way. We hurt each other with the things we want to say. It could have been so good together. Could have spent this night forever. But now, who's gonna dance with me? Please stay. Such a great song. I can't believe that I just got on that a few months ago. Epic song. All right. First of all, the house looks so good, okay? It just looks so good. Oh. Rubber ducky, rubber glovies. That was for the headlight, but what I'll do is save those to cook with, smelly. Sorry, I thought I dropped something. Like smelly fish or something. We'll save these to be able to cook with. They're just like the rubber gloves. They'll actually come in handy for some cleaning or cooking. All right, so this is the final result. Final result. We got to throw that trash away, but everything is organized. Even back here, it looks so good. I'm about to put that sweater on. So even back here, it looks really good. I mean, believe it or not, you guys, if you look at the pillow, you can actually see how much space I have back here. Like, there's more than enough room for me to sleep. Like, even at the farthest way, I still, like, 2 people could fit back here. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, there's more than enough room back here. It's very comfortable. And I can't believe that I can lay all the way long ways, but I can. My feet go all the way, and I've got a few inches before I'm touching the window. So it works, you know. I got really lucky that I bought something big enough to live in, because I could Prius and not able to live out of that, you know. So everything worked out good. It worked out pretty good. Let's just see if we can get the hell up out of here, because this snow is treacherous, honey. Oh God, I'm out of breath. I'm wondering if I need to pee again. So it's really comfortable. I really hate that I tore up my mattress. My mattress cover keeps coming off, so I pick it up and I pull it over and I tore a hole in it. Can't have shit. How pretty. Yeah, I don't think that I could live in like a Kia Sorento or anything that's little like that. Like, you know, you see how much shit I have in here. Like, I just don't think that I don't think that it would be feasible, you know. I think that if you're gonna do this and do this comfortably, you have to do it based around your size. You know, there's a girl that I follow on here, beautiful girl, that's a van lifer. And she's in this tiny car, y'all. And she's a bigger girl. And it actually makes me feel really bad for her, because I know she doesn't have space. There's no fucking way she's got space. That car is so tiny. I want to say it's like a Nissan Sentra, an Altima, or something like that. Like, it's tiny, you know? It's a sedan. You know, it's a 4-door sedan. But, you know, I can tell she doesn't have room in there. I feel horrible for her. She seems to be content with, you know, what she has. So I'm grateful that she's happy with what she has. But that honey is leaking. I knew it. What the frick? Where did the damn... This is the only thing about Dollar Tree stuff, honey. Sometimes it's just leaking down the damn whole lid, I reckon. I guess it just does what it wants, don't it? I knew that makeup brush had makeup in it. It came from this. What was I talking about? Oh, you need a car that fits your size. If you're a damn 6-foot tall man, you're gonna need a van, honey, to, you know, to be able to lay out comfortably. If you have anything smaller than that, you're not gonna fit in there, you know, and it's gonna be uncomfortable. Comfort is key when it comes to living out of your car. It is imperative that you get comfortable living this way in as many ways as possible. It's taken me a while to get there, but now I have a kitchen. I've got a setup where I can cook for myself. Things have gotten easier because of that. You know, nights like tonight, I'm gonna have girl dinner. A, I'm not even hungry right now, but also B, I've got to find parking. That's what I'm about to do. Now that the house is clean, I'm so grateful. Thank y'all so much for cleaning with me. Let me get this. This view is just gorgeous, y'all. Let me show y'all one more time before we go. It's just so pretty. Look at that moon. I have a cooking setup. I've got a stove. I've got pots, pans. I got everything I need when it comes to stuff like that. You'll have to join us for some of our cooking videos. Cook with Brooke. So this is looking good, but I'm going to pour some more water in here and double rinse it. I need some water because my water is frozen. All my water's frozen on the back, so I might have to damn stop and get some water. Oh yeah, it's coming out good, but I'm gonna let it set overnight. I don't have any more water. It's cleaning up good, but I just want to make sure that there's nothing in it. There's a trash can over there. I'm gonna back up to it and throw this stuff away. That moon is crazy, y'all. Where's the trash can? I could have swore there was one back here. Damn, it's cold. I'm gonna bust my ass. This is ice. Oh my God, y'all. This is just a flat piece of fucking ice. Oh my God. I'm gonna get hurt. That's just ice, bruh. Look at the water underneath it moving. Oh my God. I was like, why is the truck sounding funny? This is why. I'm parked on ice. One more last look and then we're gone. Look how pretty. The moon. Can y'all see that moon up there? Ooh, burr. Is this supposed to be a full moon tonight? I'm biting my lips. Oh, God dang, burr. Ooh, bitch, it's cold. Oh. Lord, have mercy on me. It's cold as it can be. Oh, can y'all tell I've gained some weight? I'm so happy. Like, I literally felt so, I don't know, anorexic, bulimic. Yeah, I feel healthier. My bra fits, my pants fit better. Not completely, but better. Oh, God. You know, I would rather have a gut and have a butt than have no butt without a gut. Does that make sense? I'd rather have a gut and a butt than no butt minus the gut. And I'm not going to have a gut. I just have one nail because I'm on a bulk. Once I get back into my... And actually, I was going to do a 12-week program. I think I'm going to stay for 16 weeks because I'm still not at my goal weight. I'm still like 7 pounds under. So I'm going to wait for another 4 weeks and stay on my program, stay doing my booty workouts. I've still been working out. I can do my booty workouts on the back of the truck. I suit up, I put on 3 or 4 pairs of pants, my Carhartt jacket, and I get out there with the kettlebell and I do my my Bulgarian split squats. I also do my hip abductions and glute bridges. So I've been doing my booty routine 2 to 3 days a week, and then yeah, you'd meal prep with like chicken and broccoli and rice, healthy stuff. I've been doing a dirty bulk where I just eat a whole pan of brownies and a whole damn bag of donuts. And I can tell because I gut. That's the difference between a clean bulk, a dirty bulk. A clean bulk, you're not going to have that gut. The reason I have the gut is from all the sugar I've been ingesting. Ingesting? Is that a word? Ingesting? Am I making up shit? Am I hooked on a Ebonics ass? Ingesting. I think that's a word. Ingesting. The more I say it, the more it doesn't sound like a word. I hate that. Ice cold. My little fingers, they falling. Oh, it's a full freaking moon, bro. Oh my God, it's so pretty. Oh my God. Oh my God. Man, my camera don't pick up shit. It's a full moon. Who let the dogs out? Woo, woo, woo. It's a full moon. Let's get crazy. I'm joking. Kinda. I absolutely do. Don't catch me on a full moon when I'm damn hungry and lonely, you know? When the lights go down in the city and the sun shines on the land, ooh, I wanna be there, yeah, in my city. Look at that little log cabin. How adorable. This road is sketchy, y'all. Pray for me. Oh, shit. Somebody's gonna hurt someone before the night is through. Somebody's gonna come undone. There's nothing we can do. Everybody wants to touch somebody. If it takes all night. That's all the words I know. Damn it. I gotta learn some words, y'all. He won hundreds of thousands of dollars. He bought him a truck and a nice little mobile home. And he said, this is it. He won, I think $250,000 off of a scratch off, but I could be wrong. So I'm going to go to my land. Oh my God, y'all, this hill. Oh my God. Oh my God. All right, I got to pump the brakes all the way down. Oh, this is sketchy as fuck. Please, God, protect me. Please, God, protect me. Jesus, please. Oh my God, why did I come this way? What was I thinking? Am I trying to die? I have a death wish. It's official. I want to die. Clearly, because I make poor decisions. The main thing is to just not stop, because if I stop, I'm gonna get stuck. My God. How they do all them other roads, but this road they just forgot. They said, fuck that road, we ain't going down that road. You want to know why? Because it's mountains. And oh God, I'm sliding. Okay, I gotta get off here. Hold on. This hill, I don't know if I can make it up this hill. Ooh, I feel it pulling. I feel my tires. Shit. I'm just gonna go to my land and hope I don't have any problems. I haven't tried to go to my land since last year, but since the park is closed, I don't really have a choice. I can sleep at Walmart, but I'd prefer not to. So I'm gonna try to sleep on my property. Oh my God, I'm barely making it up this hill, and I'm literally just, my whole ass end is just, oh, the front end's going a different direction than the back end. Jesus, please just let me make it off this road. Please, God. Please, God. Oh my God, this is the worst road I've been down the entire day. By far. Oh God. God. I think I made it. I think I made it. Come on. Come on. Bad. I feel like I'm gonna it like flips into my ears and my nose and my mouth, and it just, I might have damn business in 4-wheel drive, y'all. I don't know what my plans are tomorrow, but y'all know we'll catch up at some point. I don't see why it would be a problem that I sleep here unless somebody wants to make it a problem, but you know, you never know. They might not even know that I'm here. I don't know. Oh my God. Lord, that was stressful, y'all. I didn't think I was going to make it, and I thought I was going to get stuck like 4 different times, and like, I'm just glad that I made it. So glad that I made it. Thank y'all for cleaning with me and hanging out when I talk about them. It makes me feel close to them. At least I have the benefit of knowing that they're in a good, loving home. I ain't got to worry about them damn mutilating themselves or anything like that, you know. They're in good Christian homes with people that love them and are taking care of them. But I just wanted to be clear that the reason I don't talk about them is not because I don't love them. I love my kids more than anything in this world. I don't talk about them because it's very painful, and it just brings up a lot of unfair memories, you know. When I think about my kids, I want to think about the happy parts. You know, the good stuff the good time that we had together. Yep, that's what out there. This morning, I got the hiccups, I'm sorry. I showered this morning so that I don't need to shower tonight. I typically not wake up that early. I'm a afternoon shower. I like to shower between like noon and like midnight. I got the hiccups, sorry. Oh God, I sound like that drunk mouse in Dumbo. Yeah, I like to shower. I'm not my least favorite thing to do. So the fact that I got in the shower this morning at like 7 o'clock is crazy, because typically I do not get in the shower that early. It's got to be like 11, 12 o'clock. Y'all know when we were in Jacksonville,